Elysium, back at it again, exploring the world. Just doing a reset so you didn't have to hear me reading all the subnames out. Some great tectonic forces cracked the pavement like an eggshell. So far, all I've done is walked down from the hotel slash hostel. There has been no new information added yet. How long have we known each other? Almost 8 years? Oh, I guess he's talking over there. An ancient fountain doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Well, if you leave things long enough, a tree will eventually form. Imagine if a giant tree came out of the Great Pyramid. That would be pretty epic, wouldn't it? Tire tracks. Oh, spelled the Europe way. Leading onto the roof, the slush and rain almost washed them off. That seems interesting. What game is this? Playing some kind of throwing balls at each other game? I'm into stuff like that. What's... Oh. Damage looks like it could have been caused by an earthquake. And there's a purple... Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza. Do we believe in sea monsters in this world? I don't know, it's sort of a fictional world, right? So maybe anything's possible. I'll talk to them in a sec. Oh, never mind. I didn't know it was going to make me walk all the way around. I'm going to walk right into your game.
Doesn't need to be a struggle.
Oh, is he like Aston Martin? He covers his mouth to hide a burp, as do we all. Morty.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hard Rene first.
Okay. Oh, that's where the trash bag is? I've been looking for that. I've been meaning to pick up those the bottles and stuff. I actually want to get that immediately so I don't forget. Let's hit tab. There it is. It's funny, some of the most useful items seem to be seemingly very unimportant, like a bag and some gloves. You hear the distant squall of seabirds. Do they have gun blades? Take all. Alright. It's time to bag them and tag them, baby! Do I have to hold this? Probably. No? Oh yeah, I do. Alright, I can collect litter now. Good for me. Music's my life, man. Oh, man. Environmental storytelling right there. What do you have in here? A bottle? Yes. Oh, man, I'm gonna get rich on bottles. I'm gonna be able to stay in that hotel forever. A spatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Weird. You ever seen like a famous place that had bullet holes in it because of some, you know, scenario playing out in world history? I've seen a couple places like that in Dublin. It's very surreal to be like, oh yeah, that's the same Earth that I was on when those things happened. Oh, free money. 2.33 reals. I know it's reals, I'm just saying. Keeping it real. I did find a $20 bill in a trash can once. I didn't reach into it or anything. It was literally sitting at the top. It was very odd. I felt kind of guilty taking it, but also it was in the trash. What's this? I've got a soccer emote, apparently. Okay. Choo-choo. Thanks for the choo-choo. How come it's always choo-choo and never swallow? Get some birds up in here.
Have you no shame?
Yes.
whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
I have no shame, it's true.
Rene, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup.
Oh, that's
Please,
good.
let's just try to enjoy the game.
A
all right?
world of soup.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These guys are surprisingly entertaining to listen to, even though... What the hell is that? Grab the ball and show them how it's done. Yeah, I want to show them how it's done with my 72% skill check. Let's do it. Grab your balls and show them how it's done. What are you doing?
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work.
He's facing the wrong way, isn't he? Feel the ball.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory.
We got sponsored balls now?
Already, your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and
Hey,
the
Rack,
ball
you didn't
have
miss much,
merged
actually.
into
We're
a
like 5
single
minutes in. I've been
entity.
talking about capitalism the whole
The
time.
man ball is ready.
The man ball is ready. Oh, I wish I didn't talk over part of that. I'd love to have that as a sound clip. The man ball. Can you say it again?
The cold metal ball is surprised. Already, your
Yes.
muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready.
I love that.
A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
It's like the NBA, isn't it? The union of man and ball. This is really interesting. There is time for a last glance inward. Who am I?
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go be the bullet.
Merde! Bordel de merde!
I think that was the wrong sport, buddy. I think we're trying to smack the balls into each other like curling.
A whorehouse of shit. It wasn't whorehouse of shit. The shot was at least 23 meters, probably 24, and then some. Nothing to be embarrassed about.
Yeah, like it's... The execution was not the problem, it was the context.
What the hell is your problem?
Not a weak right triceps, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
You vandalized our game.
I'm the sorry
son.
cop, that's what I do.
We can't play petanque with 5 bull.
Oh, I ruined it forever? Maybe they'll, like, go home now. I don't know, they can play their game if they want, I don't care. Sorry, honest mistake. Wait, P-Tank?
Yes, petanque. You ruined our petanque game. We want our bull back.
When you put enough soldiers in the tank and there's nowhere to go, eventually you have a P-Tank.
Take it easy, Rene. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
No, I threw it into the ocean on purpose just to make you angry.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
The heel of his cavalry boot slams into the ground. You owe us a ball, yeah. I'll try to fix this, sure.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now why did you approach us?
See, I can respect him because although he's quick to anger, he's also reasonable about his anger, and he's quick to give you an opportunity to do right. That's kind of nice. Also, he's got a sweet hat.
Yes. Why did you come here? It's unlikely they know anything about the murder. Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
I actually don't know if they wouldn't know anything about the murder. They probably chat with people. They've probably seen stuff around town. You know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement.
Interesting.
But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals. Yeah, I already know what they think. I've seen the signs.
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cops.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
I'm going to read into this probably too much and say they're specifically using this language intentionally. Our character always describes himself as cop, which is a pejorative term according to Rene. So that's probably meant to be sort of self-flagellation then? He hates who he is?
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent.
I don't know why that's like a
discussing
surprise to me. Of course he does.
politics.
He's been very clear about that. What about police women? All right.
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative
Oh, okay,
duties.
so you're sexist. Thanks very much, GD Rock 33, for the 49 months on a 27-month streak. Thank you, thank you. I really like this little snake guy that's showing up now. The September guy, he's cute. And he's purple, which is right in my alley. I want to always see that little snake guy. He's great. And Wonder Chef 14, thank you as well for the 103 months. There are no duties RCM women couldn't carry out.
But you must agree that nature, in her infinite wisdom, has made men more fit to perform certain more challenging tasks.
No, and I'm
Don't
tired
you?
of talking
So-
about it. It's not like that. Yeah.
Really, officer. Match an average woman against an average man in a dark alley and see who comes out on top.
Stop.
Gender equality is a very noble, very modern idea. But in real life, primal roles prevail. But I do not wish to discuss this matter further.
You've probably discussed it enough. You seem to be playing in a crater. You big, tough alpha male.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Apparently he's proud of that. I don't know. Was it made by a sea monster rising from the depths? I'd love to know that.
No!
Oh.
It was left by heavy
No.
artillery fire.
Oh, now it's a big manly hole then. You can play in the manly mud hole. Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Do I want to know what that word means exactly? The suffix at the end. All right.
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special.
Okay.
Senseless sentimentality.
Wait, the carabiner? It sounds like carabiner. Like the thing you clip ropes into. Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
I never understood using that term that we got licked. Squeezing a ball in his fist.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda.
What?
And mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs.
Holy
We
shit.
didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Is that really what you want to sign up for? That's nuts.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Probably. Solaire Don't Care, thank you for resubscribing for 37 months. I appreciate it. Glad to have you back. Why shell them here in Martinez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
I actually don't know that that's true. Isn't the beachhead implied to be the beginning of a larger structure of a society, but like this is just an island? Maybe it's just any beach, but I thought this was a small place.
Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
I know they did kind of make it clear that we're at an intersection point between a lot of other economies, so controlling this landmass is important.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling.
Yeah.
A sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generation.
Oh, I should tell him about all the drinking. It's not about my generation.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
It's named after Carabineers because it was invented for them. Horse riders needed something to quickly clip and unclip their weapons. Well, brilliant. I had no idea. Thank you for telling me that. That's actually really cool info. Now it all makes sense. Sounds grim. Yeah, Deathblow is not a pleasant operation to be on, I imagine.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old Rene going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
That explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
There's a strange gleam in his eyes.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
I hope you don't mind if I don't read, like, those little tiny statements, like a dark shadow runs across his face. I don't know that that's that important to read out, but...
Well,
now I've read it,
it's
so it
your
doesn't
own
matter.
damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
You know, I think the fatal misstep of people trying to convince me to play this game, maybe not fatal misstep, it's a bit strong. The one factor I think I needed to hear about more was that the writing is so incredibly in-depth and careful and clever generally. Like, it's both charismatic and interesting while also being informative and deep. And I don't think I've ever seen it like this in any other game before. It's so well thought through.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the...
He
What
stops
do you
mid-sentence and turns to you. What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
I have such high rhetoric skill that, like, I'm passing everything now. That's how it should be. Saw socialists paving the way for the hard-working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess, and now they rule us. This coalition seems quite capable, actually. Commies just don't understand how money works. Nothing. I don't think I just do. You know, my take on this whole thing is, like, there is no one answer regardless of any individual person's position, because the truth is everything is a pendulum, right? Ideally, you just don't want the pendulum to swing all the way left or all the way right. You just want to keep it somewhere a little more stable, ideally. Maybe not dead center, but like... or maybe we could adjust the Overton window so that it stays mostly swinging on the left side of things, but... it's not like... It's not like there will never be strife if we eventually figure out the right system. There's never a just the right system. There might be a right system for a right time, but depending on the individual people, it's always going to keep swapping to the opposite of that. Maybe that's a naive or ignorant way of looking at things, but I just think that in some ways, conflict is inevitable. No matter how careful you are, how respectful you are, how much you value human life, there's just almost no way around it, because there will always be people who want to do the opposite thing and push back against whatever you've got. And then people will push back against those people pushing back against those people. It just kind of goes on and on and on. I'm not really sure how to answer this. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. I'll say that to hear what he'll probably be happy with that.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains.
Wow. That's a horrible sentence. All of those words are awful.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
By the way, I wasn't advocating for neutrality. I hope that wasn't what the takeaway was from what I just said. Yeah, you just want to keep things moving left as much as possible, but there's always going to be a response.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
Look, you might not like the music, neither do I sometimes, but that's why you can listen to your own music. You don't have to listen to that.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was the plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
It's gonna be so silly when I'm like, if I live to my late 60s or something and people are like trying to play their normal music and I'm like, turn that shit off. And they'll be like, why, Grandpa? They're like, you should listen to death metal. Yeah, who is this Frisel?
Damn Frisel. He was the king we couldn't protect.
I thought she led the magic school bus.
Him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the hoi polloi, in a very public execution.
Oh, I know that one. Hoi polloi, I've heard that before. Is that the common people? You mentioned Guillaume?
A true king in both blood and mind. Led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better.
I feel like I gotta start taking notes.
Drove him into exile.
Do I need to take notes? No, I think I'll be okay.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in his thinking. Sounds like this Guillaume abandoned him, and he doesn't want to admit it.
What exactly is a suzerain? I believe it was part of the Blaze Blue conflict. Oh no, that was Snoo Snoo.
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already?
Susanu. Snoo Snoo something else. Yeah, he nods slowly and says to himself they've forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's very stifling to think how many important things happened to how many important people that were entirely wiped away from all semblance of historical interest. There's always going to be a few people that pay really close attention, but the vast majority, I mean, they just kind of keep their head down and watch what's right around them, right?
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened.
Oh, don't say that.
When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
I sincerely didn't want to hear the term daddy's balls when I turned this game on today. Very low. Oh. I'll try it anyway. How legendary would it be if I land a very low 3% roll?
All you observe
Yeah.
is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This
Yeah,
is
you
not
can find
uncommon.
those all over the world, right? I've met a few myself.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
I also kind of more so understand why and how that happens. It feels like your life's work in a way, that you were part of something at this one particular time and place, and you're really attached to that because you put everything on the line for the sake of that cause, right? So, like, you're highly invested in that moment that you were, you know, the soldier. I can see why people just stick with that, and it's like seen publicly as generally sort of noble, and you're making a declaration about your character by wearing that.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
It's funny how that works, isn't it? When you don't really particularly love something, but it's like, it's your whatever, so it's, you have an identity with it. We're talking about the toy show the other night, and how Irish seem to all kind of take the piss out of the show when it's on, but the moment it ends, everybody's like, oh, wasn't it nice though? We watched the toy show and had a nice time. You never see them generally praise it when it's going. It's just, as soon as it's over, it's like a happy memory, but at the time you gotta make fun of it.
There's something you missed. You will get to it.
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry.
Thank you for your time. An interesting conversation, as they've all been.
Lonesome. Long way home.
Oh.
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center
That
of
art
the
is
district.
really cool.
Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
The idea of revisiting a place you lived in a new life's context is very meaningful. I think there's a lot of people that are like always in transit toward the next thing, and they just kind of forget to look back occasionally, and then it suddenly will hit you like, wow, I no longer identify with that anymore. And it's a very big realization when that moment happens, I think. Okay, so finish that. Do I have to buy another slot, or... I thought these things would just go away and then I'd have an open slot again, but it seems like I've got to keep getting more of them. Replace lost ball. Yeah, I have to do that. Because I threw it in the ocean for no reason. I'll have to find you a metal sphere. Sorry, you wanted me to click or look at something? Was it the journal or the thought cabinet? I think it was this. Is there any reason to unlock another slot, or should I just wait until I have another thought to work on? You can keep it or unequip it to make room for another thought. Oh, these... Okay, so these are permanently unlocked. If I forget it, it doesn't just go away. It just, like, goes into my inventory and I can bring it back out again if I want. I thought if you forget it, it just is like you never did it at all. Oh, it does go away, actually. Oh. That's okay. You can spend a skill point to make it go away. That's confusing. So I've been just assuming all of these were good to have, but maybe I should be selectively choosing them rather. I have a lot of bottles I need to find. It's better to unlock the thought slots. Enormous balls worthy of a real man. Hey, thanks very much. Hate choosing names. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm loving the writing. It's so good. I'll tell you this, if the writing wasn't this good, I absolutely would feel that way, and I would be very frustrated by how much dialogue there is, but I'm actually here for the world building, I guess. I didn't know what I was signing up for.
This Paledriver mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Oh. I was actually thinking before I turned it on, if we approach a long sequence of events that are like action-driven, I think this game will lose a lot of charm rather than gain it. If we get into like more traditional gamey gameplay somehow, which I don't think this is really gonna do because it's like a point-and-click adventure, that would probably diminish the impact rather than help it.
A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
The choices are to pat it or kick it and say, fuck you. Get rid of that shit. Oh, my foot.
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Revachol mail collection box. It sounds betrayed, in disbelief even.
I can't believe you'd kick it. I actually hurt myself. I shouldn't have done
The
that.
toe has suffered damage. It hurts.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
Oh, Kim. I'm so sorry.
He does not actually think it's cool. If anything, the lieutenant feels sorry for the poor box. He's leaning in to inspect the layers of graffito that deface it.
Oh, you're being sarcastic. I get it. It was actually a dick move.
The lieutenant pats the box, ever so slightly.
If I patted it, would he have kicked it? Probably not.
Dodged the bullet there. He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully. Something he doesn't stand for.
Alright, I'll pat it now. With my bag.
The mail collection box has no faith in your psychopathic manipulations.
I wonder if I tried to kick it again, would I injure myself again? Or would it have another line that's like, stop. Just stop doing that. I've talked to you already. No, I won't kick it again. I don't have another heal. I gotta buy some pills or something. Who's this? Is this Rick Grimes? No.
And a hunter and a gatherer.
Oh.
Feel like a traveler.
He's got a nice voice. And I don't know why this just jumped into my head, but did you know a new Alexis on Fire album just came out? But it's not really new. It's like a bunch of old songs re-recorded. Every time they release a new album, I'm like, oh, we're finally moving on with this band. Nope, it's more old stuff again. I was very surprised, though. How long has it been on fire? I think since, like, 2000. So it's been quite a long time. The man mutters to himself, accenting the beats as he goes.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
Keep listening.
From another planet. Hey there.
He finishes and turns to you. What's going on here?
It's the jam, my man.
He motions toward the sprawl of lorries with a sweeping gesture. Oh, these are the stuck vehicles that we're meant to investigate.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the modern era. You could almost taste it.
Yeah, I've been in shops where you can really almost taste it, yeah. The oil just kind of seeps into your sinuses.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given.
Is that a
Workers
tattoo on his
strike,
neck there?
Scabs agitating. An all-around clusterfuck.
Can't quite tell what I'm looking at, if that's like a cool shirt or a tattoo, or it's very bold if it is a tattoo.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days.
Huh.
Upon days.
Upon days. It's very bold. Limbo, huh? So that's where I am.
Yeah, exactly.
What if Revachol is secretly like... we're all dead. Dead-a-shawl.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the antechamber of the afterlife.
It's like a Shutter Island thing. How long have you been here? Oh yeah, it's been multiple days now, hasn't it?
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes and mazout.
Mazout? Never heard that word before. Extravagantly phrased, but I can roll with it.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already.
Mazout?
Behind the
lady?
laugh, however, a touch of sorrow.
He's a sensitive soul.
So tell me, what do you need?
You could see it in his mustache. You know anything about the Deadman? The one hanging behind the hostel there. Points at the yard. Yeah, do that.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that. Been wasting time right here. Keep him busy.
Well, from my understanding of this scenario, if I start asking questions to the wrong people, they're gonna not only not tell me, but they're going to do what they can to get ahead of me to make sure I can't find out, right? I'm still kind of doing it anyway, though.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth.
Oh.
He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Okay, well, I know the drama success there, so that's good. Mazout is a low-quality heavy fuel oil used in power plants and similar applications. Didn't know that. So it's like even cruder diesel or something. Alright, busy with what?
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
You never know what they're going to come out with. I love that. And your conclusion?
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
So you're both eloquent and easy-spoken, depending on your mood. What are you hauling, anyway?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I know. It's real funny.
Time to arrest him.
No.
Relax.
I'm sure he's got a
He's
box
merely
of wrenches
joking.
or something. Okay, what are you actually hauling?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo.
Jimmy?
Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing.
Jimmy loves tracksuits.
They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Grad and the Occident. That sounds like a sick-ass band. A lot of genty kind of like start-stop polyrhythm stuff. I would absolutely listen to that band. I'm already a fan, actually. I can kind of see the logo in my head. That's your machine behind you. Could I get one of those found tracksuits you're holding? I'm gonna ask him that.
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely
Yeah, I didn't
hand
think
out
so.
the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
Yeah, okay. That's your machine?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Oh, you know it, my brother.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
It has like a Metal Gear Solid vibe about it. Like there's a whole bunch of secret people hidden in there that are gonna jump out with their combat knives and like flip around. That a found A6 you got there?
Good eye, my man.
Oh, you know it.
Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
There it is again. a little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
Wonder what he'd rather be doing. I'm sure he's not going to tell me if he has something illegal, so I don't really know why I'd ask that. Had another question.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
He's got nothing better to do. Formidable 13 empathy. What do you see in his eyes? I think I'll pass this.
Ease into
I
it.
didn't.
Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
My man, I want to know about your soul.
Cool, cool. We all want to know each other's woes and all. But people, man, they have slippery souls.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach.
Oh.
It is possible the yelling didn't help.
You seem like a man who knows about drugs. Tell me more about the strike.
It's like whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands. No way in or out.
What's the union demanding?
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company?
Wow.
Forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen a crane before. It was just standing there trying to catch a fish. I guess they've upgraded them so they're more powerful now. Maybe they're taller or something. They fly harder or something. Must be what the power cranes are all about.
I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too. Like a strike negotiator type.
Oh, yeah?
They'd know what's up.
Is that the lady I just talked
Precise demands and so on.
I can't remember her name now. It's been a week since I played that part. What do you think the company wants?
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man.
You know it.
Ka-ching.
He does make a ka-ching sound.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Anything else I should know?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us do.
Something about his demeanor makes me just sort of not want to bother him anymore, because I feel like he's got enough going on and he's probably not doing anything too weird. Maybe it's just a really good defense strategy from his perspective. I don't know.
Us lorry drivers. Cam, your nurse. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high. Or laid. Not that I blame them, really.
Where are people getting laid? Not you?
Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days.
Oh.
I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He seems like he's from the late 60s, early 70s. His whole look and demeanor. Alright, I'll not ask you about the drugs. It just seems sort of rude. I'm good for now.
Don't be a stranger.
It's the way that he's sort of inviting and friendly without really going too far. Like, he's respectfully friendly. And he seems like an open book. Like, he would just tell you whatever. I mean, unless you ask about his soul, I guess. I learned about that. Alright, let's hit tab. We've got only a single point of interest over there. I hope my pacing of talking through some of these moments isn't too much banter and tangents and stuff. I'm just having fun with the game, so hopefully that's cool. Oh, bottles to pick up. No, I've been very slow to progress. A bold slogan, human ox covers the truck. We got a human ox in there? It's one of those chimeras from Full Metal Alchemist. That's terrifying. Used to be the guy's daughter.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and
weird-looking.
mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
I'm not sure what I'm looking at exactly. So obviously there's like pieces of the statue with rebar holding them together. And then there's like a whole bunch of pieces of metal bent around out of a column that seems to have exploded. Whatever this presentation is, it's actually like a super cool piece of art, even if unintentionally. So I don't know if it's just broken or if this was intended. Who is this?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol.
Good point,
Son
overly
of
esoteric.
Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane.
Oh. I suppose I play a lot of games that long tangents don't suit, but this is one time where our interests line up.
As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
I gotta know about the king. What did this king do?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Old Sumptuous Philip. What a sick name to be Sumptuous Philip. I don't know what profligacy is. Can't say it. Profligacy is. I'm gonna look it up. Profligacy. Reckless extravagance or wastefulness in the use of resources. Okay, that's a pretty useful word, actually. Don't know how often it'll ever be used for me, but good to know. In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol.
As I said before, this is such a wordy game. Like, I can imagine a lot of these words, like the general meaning can be lost on people. You have to really care about what every single bit of data is in these sentences.
His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
I think I appreciate it, though, because it doesn't feel like it cares to hold your hand in some regards. It's like trying to meet people at a higher point. How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury? Yeah, I want to know that too, right?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices.
You think he had a big gold AK-47?
He called
That's
it
a
the
Blood
Sol
Brothers
Hour.
callback.
It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers,
That's so
like some
stupid.
obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
That's like how I imagine DJ Khaled looks at the world. He's like, I just want to sleep on gold, man. I need 1,000 gold rings and a gold bed.
The man certainly knew how to live.
I would like to sleep on gold! Sorry, that was probably too loud.
But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury.
You want a solid
of
gold
and
pillow.
ceremonial weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Yeah, I bet his septum dissolved. That's a lot to process. So he was addicted to nose candy, a bloated druggie.
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
Okay, where is he buried now?
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum.
Right, so yeah, the statue is in some state of something. I can't tell if it's disrepair or repair. It's great environmental storytelling. This incredible, like, dynamism of that shot is so, like, in process that it makes you assume something about it.
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
I think overly esoteric, the reason that, well, I don't know to what degree it was intentional that they sort of melded those two things together, but it might have actually been an intentional thing on their part to try to make everything feel more impactful, where you can't tell what's in universe and what isn't, so you just assume everything is.
Most historians think the Coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the Communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer pieces.
Who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
Right. That's a statement, all right. Does being liberal inherently mean that you're pro-war? Or are those two things just unfortunately linked through modern politics, and they're not necessarily that one leads to the other?
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
I don't know how you could not think that's cool. The visual, I mean. The concept is another matter, but I think it's brilliant. Yeah, I really like that. If I saw that as an actual piece of art in real life, I would be very enamored with that piece.
People in Martinaise tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders, with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists.
Well, there's multiple levels you can engage with the piece at, and if you just want to look at the visuals as opposed to the overall meaning, that's two different statements, potentially. I think the aesthetic is cool. Tell us! Thank you very much for the Tier 2 subscription. No worries. I'm happy you're here. You said sorry for being late. No worries at all. Thanks for sticking around.
Philip III, the Squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
You could also take a generalized reading of this piece without any knowledge of the context or the person it concerns, and just sort of see it as a statement, right? You've got like an exploded statue and a disassembled horse, making a statement about like the commander as they're blown up and frozen in time. This one slice, this moment of existence, and all of this power that they wielded ultimately meant nothing as their parts were scattered to the wind. I think that's an interesting statement too. Every single level that you could read this at is interesting. Just a good piece of art. Evocative.
Not that he ever did in life either.
What indentations? What do I see?
Something with great kinetic energy
Yes.
seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet?
Oh, there's this fantastic German kinetic art sculpturist that I'm now blanking on the name of. Is it Julia something? She made these amazing pieces that are like, they take over a whole massive room of a building, and they're like exploded shapes frozen in time. And I think this kind of evokes a little of that as well. And they're usually really large and really dynamic, and sometimes slightly interactive. You could touch a little bit of it, and the whole thing will kind of jostle a little. If anyone knows who I'm talking about, feel free to throw a name
shot
out.
him in the heart. Interesting.
Lieutenant, has someone shot the king? Points to the indentation.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it.
What do you think?
Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
I don't know. It's kind of, it doesn't matter. They're both. Political, it's a king and he's shot. Yeah, I'll go
Why
with
not?
that.
What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here, and people still shoot them, sometimes at kings.
He takes a note in his
The
notebook.
king stands high above you, surveying the bay, mute and indifferent to your sightings.
It looks like it's really tall, too. Like, that thing is way up in the air. Like, 30 feet high. And is really big. Can't tell you how often a game has made me stop and look at, excuse me, a piece of in-universe art that is meaningful in the actual game and also meaningful outside of the game and just looks cool. It's just not something you see too often. I mean, I see lots of cool statues in games, but usually they don't have a lot of context. Tab. We've got a crate to look at. Take it. Oh, white tank top. Neat. Oh, free money. What is this? Another truck driver.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile.
That's the only thing I could remember about ambrotype, is that it's the color of amber. That's like the only thing I had.
It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
grandma? No, probably not. Snap your fingers in front of her face. Excuse me, ma'am, I'd like to ask some questions. Nothing to do here. Yeah, Zach, I've actually got a playlist collection here on Twitch for them. I tried to upload them on YouTube, and I got them claimed by BMG Music Group. So I tried and failed, unfortunately. But you can still watch them here with the chat in order, and this one will be added to that playlist as well. Excuse me, ma'am.
No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
I'll just try the same thing again. I feel like it's so rude to snap your fingers in front of somebody's face, even if it might be warranted.
No response. Wherever this woman is. No response. No response. No response. No response. No response. Wherever this woman is.
I thought maybe this game, being as cheeky as it is, would do
her.
something strange or weird if I did it a bunch of times, but that's probably enough to test it. Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
Alright, I guess I'll do number 2 then.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Snap your fingers twice.
Where am I? Who are you?
They did a really hard pan on that snapping sound. It was like, left, right. Typically, if a response is grayed out, there won't be any new words. Yeah, but also I don't trust the game 100% to be consistent, because it's like an unreliable narrator so far. Maybe overall you're right that it is consistent, but I haven't had enough time yet to know that for sure.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic.
Oh, right.
Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
That's not the material I would have jumped to, but fair enough if you really like amber. When else would you be then?
Back in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
She's worried about the jaws. That's interesting. She needs a Sigma male.
Until you came along, that is.
Who is Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
Sorry, I pronounced that terribly. Shows you the photograph in the lavish amber frame. Take a look.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen.
People love a chiseled jaw. That's why they got those guys chomping on clown noses, chewing away, trying to get the strong jaw so they can make it to the front of the Sigma male pack.
This man's got a hold over her. Even 50 years later, you can feel it.
That's a long time to be pining for someone for 50 years, my goodness.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen. And schoolboys used to memorize all of his lines.
Do people still lose their minds, like young people still lose their minds over Elvis anymore, or is that kind of like, that has ended?
In all likelihood, it's a world that's only ever existed in her mind.
Right, but it's a very powerful world, and if you're part of it, well, the same way I was talking about soldiers wearing their uniforms, I think it can kind of work the same way. You really get stuck on stuff sometimes. No, they lose their mind over Twitch streamers, right? We are definitely very handsome as a whole, and definitely always good people. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
She nods, as though her meaning were perfectly clear. Are you saying you're not who you once were? Are these not your memories?
They are someone's memories, boy.
She
What
gets
difference
gruff.
does it make if it's me or not?
Okay, yeah, I just don't know what you're talking
They're
about. That's all.
beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
Wait, what's this? This island? This society? Structure? A system of government?
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Oh. So does she see some sort of inevitable reclamation of her heyday coming back through time? Like, it was so powerful and impactful for her that she thinks everyone will eventually come to that consensus and society will be reformed around that belief system. Or am I reading way too far into this? Probably that. Sorry to interrupt your dreaming, ma'am.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there.
Oh,
Logan.
someone was there.
It was early spring, and the man behind the Black Sun had just come out. The posters
cool
were
name.
20 meters tall. Everything was golden.
You should play Elden Ring. I think I know who you would hang out with.
While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Meth, it was a golden age.
You love gold.
The Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Muindi, the world's largest state by territory.
Okay, totally
It's a
Picasa Mundi?
petrostate, a constitutional monarchy, and, as of recently, an outcast due to its tilt to the far right.
I used to sing in chorus through a lot of elementary and high school, and in high school chorus we were almost always doing some Latin song. So I've got all of these stupid little snippets of like Latin phrases randomly scattered through my brain. And so when I saw Mundi, I was thinking of one of those. I don't even know what it means anymore. It's just a few words. I have some other questions for you, police questions.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
Harife. She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia photos and knickknacks line the dashboard. Hey, that's cool. I mean, we have pop figures now, so whatever does it for you.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
Oh, right. Okay, that's you put that together, game, not me. Let's see what she says to that.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
It's for important police business, ma'am. Please help me out here, it's important.
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
Cool. She raises her boot solely with contempt.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
I do love a lot of buckles. Good fun. Now the other one, please.
Just before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
Yeah, we should definitely figure out who the real men were. That's really what's important here. There's no aberration in the pattern that you can see. She puts her foot down, so she's not one of the people that was at the hanging.
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny.
I see.
There are too many discrepancies in all this.
Well, thank you, Visual Calculus, for keeping that all straight for me.
Another discrepancy, although not boot-related, is the coronation of His Innocence, Franco Negro, which happened 500 years ago.
Right, that's a long time. What an odd title to be called His Innocence. I guess if your whole martyrdom complex focuses around something like that, I guess it could be a good thing, but... what do you mean it was the coronation of Franco Negro?
It was.
It was.
And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle. The crowd had gone silent.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about anymore.
Perhaps it was another Herife who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
So when things stop making sense at a literal perspective, I'm gonna take my critical lens up a notch and say, is there some literary way that this character is making sense? Some kind of poetic, metaphorical kind of way? Is it sort of to be implied that she is someone who has lived through many ages and seen many rises and falls or something like that? And obviously, as much as that would be impossible for her to have lived 500 years ago, perhaps it doesn't matter whether it's possible, and she just wants to grant us some perspective.
As she says Carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machines.
Turn to Kim. She is not Odd Soul. These are not the boots we were looking for, waves hand. I don't know if I don't want to know, actually. How much would it even matter if I knew the answer to that? It's more of a question of what is the writing of this game than actually a spoiler, I would think. But if you know, then, I mean, you can kind of use your own judgment whether that's a big spoiler or it's just kind of a curiosity.
I could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
I think you're supposed to take away that she's kind of insane. I'm not thinking that. I think she just has a very odd way about her, but not necessarily that she's insane or something. She's kind of stuck in musing about, you know, some other time. This world is very different from our own physically, scientifically, etc. I would judge it as a huge spoiler. Oh, okay, then I guess don't tell me. Thank you.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
What? Takes a quick note. I could have told you that just from looking at them. Her size is 37. The feet of a little girl, she smells, they fit well on the pedals. Okay, I guess she was just addressing what Kim said. What are you hauling? Let's just start back at the beginning. Diamonds! Oh, I'm sure you're not doing that. Diamonds, really?
Of course not.
Yeah.
But
This is all drivers think this is the best joke. They probably spend hours behind the wheel just thinking, oh, what will I answer if someone asks me what am I hauling? Come up with a list of the top 100 cool things I could say. Okay, but what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
Oh, that's physically true, yes. So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry. Yeah, if you try to get that kind of idea across at the TSA, they're like, oh, no, you're responsible for packing your own bag. I'm pretty sure if you tried to haul a load of cocaine over the border, they'd be like, yeah, I don't really care if you didn't know that it was there.
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago.
I said, so you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry?
I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so Bomb, thanks for coming to chat, and no worries. I'm not trying to elicit people to spoil anything. I was just curious. I was curious whether it even mattered, really, but it sounds like it does, so yeah, that's fine. We don't have to talk about it then. I'm trying that lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. No, what do you mean? I don't think I do know what you mean. Tell me more.
Of course you don't.
Oh, I don't. I still don't really understand this whole boyadero thing. Yeah, tell me more about that.
To truly understand the boyadero, you need to listen to on the Western Plain.
Okay. I don't have access to that.
The boyadero, Boya for short, is a cowherder from upstream Magritte.
Oh, I fought him in Elden Ring.
Steppes of northern Mesk. He is a rugged individualist and explorer.
Yeah, no, I'll keep talking about it. I just mean I didn't want the answer then, is what I meant to say. Sorry, I didn't say that correctly. Oh, Poop Dog 420. Hell yeah, thanks for the 10 months, friend. Good to see you, Poop Dog. Hope you're well. Okay, what's that?
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from
A
the
story as
Western
old as
Plain.
time. And they live happily ever after, as is always the case, and definitely doesn't turn into a revenge story.
Don't be stupid.
Oh.
The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man, one night. As he and his beloved are out walking along the river Margaret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down.
What does his riding have to do with settling down? Can he not both ride and also settle down?
In the background, you can hear the orchestra.
Or he's like
swell
out instigating
as the
fights and
screen
stuff. He's like out
fills
shooting
with
at
the
people.
maiden's imploring eyes.
Oh wow, she loves this. So he gives up his riding and settles down, right?
No.
Oh no.
The boyadero strangles his beloved and
What?
throws her body in the Margaret. Then he rides off.
That's
because
awful.
The Western Plain is calling to him.
That's terrible.
You have to understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant.
Oh, so
to
you're
love a
insane. Right, yeah, so the call to true independence, the true American spirit is kill who loves you and go ride a horse. Cool story, bro.
What if to truly love a boyadero is to float lifeless downstream?
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her
Like
things.
looking at her picture,
So he doesn't
dreaming
think she's
about
the
being
smuggler.
strangled, apparently. So he doesn't think she's the smuggler.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Yeah, wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
I think she's connected to another time and place.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
It seems really truly warped on a deep level to find something virtuous about... You are so desperate to be untethered to anything that it is a better alternative to murder your lover to keep that level of independence. It's such a dramatically over-the-top level of hyperbole. Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best camioners around. I drive routes no one else will.
Alright, what routes?
Lomonosov's Land, Udachnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
Udachnaya Zemlya. Huh. It just sounds like a Russian term thrown in.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas du Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
Alright, I guess you're real good at this then. Ride and tell your dust sister. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You better take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm gonna say
You're
that.
right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
She does not seem like she wants to be cooperative, no matter what I say. I meant that with sincerity, Paledriver.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
I don't want to ask her about the drugs, honestly. Thanks for now.
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Okay. Have a nice time in Mind Palace. Oh yeah, I've got this white tank top I can wear now. I don't think I want to wear it, but I'll just see how it looks. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it would look like. I prefer my collar shirt. Also, I'm not sure which one is less clean between the two of them. Probably both pretty rough. Tab. Alright, all we've got is Kim and Paledriver to select from. Still an interesting bit of dialogue. Not quite as deep as some of the other ones, but that's fair. They can't all be. And I believe this is as far as we can go in this direction for now. Well, that direction, but there's still this direction. A foreign car kept in good condition. Or in Ireland, we'd say, kept in good nick. That's me. I'm good nick. Nick also means when you steal something, which is kind of confusing. Oh, there's so many people now. There may be 10 hours of dialogue between all of these characters. Can't talk to you. Oh, or any of you. Shocking. The lorries probably stored fuel here. Now they store booze. Stealing something is bad. No, it's not in this game. I assumed that from the start, and chat told me stealing doesn't matter at all, so I'm free to take things as I see fit. But I did assume that they had built that into the game, considering it's so much about, you know, moral decisions. Alright, let's take a quick survey here. Lots of people, only one of which we can interact with. Sorry, two of which. One up on the bar up there, and then our man in the center. I'm gonna go grab this free money on the ground. There's also a sign. Frit. Spelling incomplete. Incorrect, rather. What's that? Magnesium for morale. It does help. Did I talk to you yet? Maybe briefly?
Welcome to Revachol.
Oh, the racist lorry driver. Great. Announces the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you. It's addressed to the lieutenant. Hey, I know Revachol. That's where we are.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Yeah.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Isn't it just so tiring, too, that, like, we can't just stop doing this to each other? Just stop assuming things and trying to own things and gatekeep things. Just let people exist.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
He's right, you're undermining our best shot at real self-determination. Stop ripping into this guy, he's really proud of being Revacholian. So we are in limbo. Okay, I don't want to deal with this. I'm gonna say we are in limbo because I don't really know how to steer this correctly.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
Yeah, this is kind of gonna sound maybe a little weird for a second, but all we know about this person is that it says he's racist as his title. And then we sort of made a big jump by him saying welcome to Revachol, as if he couldn't just be assuming everyone he meets is new to the place. We did kind of like go in a little hard before we knew anything about what he was actually saying. You know what I mean? I feel like we've been manipulated slightly. I was just kind of going with it, too. Hey, thanks very much, Gasper Paul, for the 5 community gift subs, and the extra added one from Twitch, too. That's very nice. These subs went to Yeet the Rich 477. Perfect for this playthrough, by the way. Great name. Rack, Noob25, Arkislaw, Unkaslam the Third? Uncle Sam, sorry. I thought that was an I. And one more to Morganda. Dra, rather. Thanks very much again to you, Gasper Paul. Apologies, my reading today is really weird.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave.
Yeah, I mean, those people definitely do exist. I don't know if this is one of those people yet.
But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
I see.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Now that that's settled, we have a couple of questions. I feel like that's what Kim would have preferred me say anyway.
Whatever you say, officers.
He waits impassively, a cigarette smoldering between his fingers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes.
I thought I talked to this guy. I guess I haven't.
Astra Whites. You could ask him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching. Maybe he was present.
Why do we think he looks like someone capable of a lynching particularly? I understood when we were like, let's check this lady's boot soles, rather. I don't know why we're deciding he's done something. Anyway. Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers?
The stompers, yeah.
Sure thing. Check them out.
This is left foot and then the right.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern.
Yeah, what's up with your soles?
It's Revachol.
Okay. But where did you get boots like that?
Custom made.
Whoa.
Cost me a pretty penny.
He rubs the back of his balding head, but why?
For when the invasion comes. The last thing they'll see before the lights go out is illustrious Revachol.
Alright, well, I don't know if this maps at all to Revachol, but it sounds like something that a skinhead would say in America. They're always proud of their boots and how they're going to stomp people with them and all that.
It doesn't look like the lieutenant cares. He just makes a little note.
What is this invasion anyway? Sounds like more immigrant bashing.
Hey man, you know, there are all sorts of invasions. I thought we could rely on the cops. We're in this together, whether you realize it or not.
Wait, so we've come full circle. So he is racist? This just sounds like fascists meeting up with other fascists to keep immigrants out stuff. Like, I've just heard so much of this nonsense. Found this mug in the trash. Is it yours?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Very confused. Why is that so funny?
He doesn't live in Martinez.
You're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette. You smell of booze and cigarettes. What's the difference about narcotics?
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miridza.
Oh, so because
Safri,
he's racist, he doesn't want
Ilmara.
drugs because it's...
They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector.
He'd rather support the local junkies.
They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Oh, I forgot what it said on the mug. Oh, right. Okay, it's coming back to me now. I understand why I was laughing. So I take it you're not smoking. He's not going to tell you if he... Okay, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep the poison off the streets of Revachol,
eyes
right?
you wearily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Cool, that sounds like you know something. Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most other communaires have left.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
Cool.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some Kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it.
Right, sorry, Osobom, you're right. I wasn't thinking when I said that. He would obviously recognize their uniforms and know. So yeah, you're right. It was an act of provocation for him to greet them that way. I misread that. No, the game was actually totally fine. I just didn't read between the lines well enough. Right, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
He takes a long suck on his cigarette, appearing to savor the taste.
It's a fucking travesty, is
Said
what
bad
it
for
is.
him, I guess. What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore.
What are you
I'm
buying?
here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
I wonder, does that happen quite often, actually, with drivers, that they kind of get stuck waiting for some contract to come through or some approval of, you know, to haul in a state or something like that? Probably have to just kind of hang out a lot. Hopefully, people are just, like, easy to keep occupied. Just, maybe not stand in the rain, but I don't know, play games on your Steam Deck. How long has this been going on?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so.
What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up?
Apples.
Ah, a respectable haul.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you
Oh.
had something to hide.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
Apples to apples. What was that argument all about?
It's about biological determinism, natural law.
Not
the
this
sorting of
again.
the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
I want to hear what his story is to further clarify his position, so I'm going to say I can't actually remember what that means. Please explain.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
Yes, I can really tell you're a prime example of superior design.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe?
Come
huh?
on.
When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
And?
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damned kits are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
I understand that there's a place for this in the narrative, but also this seems a little bit below the quality of writing to spend this much time on something so detestable and pointless. There's probably a more eloquent way of doing this character without having to just be so obviously blandly racist.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Right, I've already made up my mind. Want to hear it?
Oh?
Yeah, I think I can get down with racism, he says. I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Don't push your luck, runt.
Man gives you a disgusted look, then turns his attention elsewhere, ignoring your presence.
Rigorous self-critique. Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Jesus. That last 3 sentences is, like, pretty brutal. 4 sentences. Well, there's a lot here, actually, to read into. So they tell you his name is Harry, right? For the first time, as far as I'm aware, that's the first time they mentioned that. Alluride, thank you very much for the tier 2, 6 months in advance. Oh my goodness. You've been on that on a 4-month streak as well. Thank you. I'll unlock another slot when we get to the next thought. I've been saving up my skill points. I'm not sure if I should spend one. I mean, I've got plenty here. What is shivers? Raise the hair on your neck, tune into the city. I don't even remember reading that before. Hunches and gut feelings, dreams and waking life. I'm always tempted to want to push the highest one even higher, just to see if you can get like a bigger something out of it, but it's probably more than enough already. I think I need to bring up my physicality slightly. It's not great that I've got stuff in one, per se. Master machines, pick locks and pockets. Oh, I don't have enough skill points. Okay. You can check which white checks you failed first in case you want to skill point to those. Yeah, it's okay. I don't want to overdo it. I think just enough of just getting a point that I think looks good for now. It is kind of tempting, though, to like write down everywhere that I've done a skill check and then go back and check them again now.
Scab?
Asks a man with jolly eyes tilting his head.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Oh, they've got to tell us what a scab is. A scab is someone who breaks a protest or picket line to be hired in place of the workers that are no longer doing their job, essentially becoming a new workforce that allows the ones that are protesting to be replaced. They're not good people if they do that, generally speaking. I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money."
He chuckles, then realizes...
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
It's better than the frozen north. I've come to Martinez investigating a murder. I need to know who's behind these gates I'm exploring. A bit short on money right now. Can you give me some? What's the strike about anyway? I want to hear about the strike from their perspective.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Big Boss. Keep the messaging straight.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
I've learned about the union boss. I'm pretty sure he's really bad. Like, I think they said never trust a single word that comes out of his mouth or something like that. Yeah, come to Martinez investigating a murder.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
It's actually very fun and easy. You're right. It's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure I'll never get it solved. Whisper, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna whisper that to him.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
Oh, that's so funny. I love the idea of, like, a peek behind the curtain when people just confide something in a random stranger and then they confirm it's like, yeah, no, I get the way it is. Yeah, I need to know what's behind the gates.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
He He gazes over the roundabout with a glint of longing. Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage.
He takes a swig
grants itself.
and points up the stairs with his flask. The passage grants itself.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
That simple? I just walk in?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Past Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini Supremacist is there. Walk right past him.
Right.
Then press the button to unlock the door.
Uh-huh.
Then go past him again.
Okay.
And you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
Gotcha. I think I have some questions for you first, or so you're saying it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation, or has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Has anyone here ever bested him?
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
I don't think I want to ask him for money. That's okay. I haven't saved in a while. I think I should do that. I've got lots of backup saves. Not that I intend to use them, just in case anything goes terribly wrong. Like a corruption or a crash or something. Although I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that this game crashes much. I feel like talking to the guy in the middle is going to take a long time. What's going on here? What's this door about?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window, please.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
I try to save about once an hour, but I'm sure I probably didn't do that. I think it was more like once every 2 hours. What kind of stickers and insignia? What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep.
It's very oddly
Large
shaped, isn't it?
ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains.
I really like the world building and the sort of slightly different version of the way mechanics all seem to work, and like the physical structures of things are just a little askew. It kind of really helps sell that this is its own world. And it's not like anything is so outlandishly, like, oddly different. It's just a little different. I guess maybe the cars are a little bit over the top, but in a fun way anyway. I like them. Saving often with 1 HP is a really good idea. Yeah.
A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the
Oh, I
Pygmies."
know all about the man from Eamdal. We talked to the bookshop lady for a long time. And also, I can't stop seeing the magician that gives up tricks every time I see the perception or conceptualization check.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
What kind of stickers and insignia? I think we already know,
The
but...
driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
I would love to be in a position to do like an instant DNA test on every single person that claims some sort of racial purity thing. It's like, it doesn't matter anyway whether your DNA is what it is or whatever, but I think that would just be so fun to like deflate them in front of all of their people.
A large metal pendant hangs from the rear view mirror. The pendant features a sun crowned with wavy rays.
Oh, they just say it's not true. Like, I don't believe, obviously you'd set me up or whatever, but if there was a way that it was undeniable. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Part of me wants to just go somewhere else before talking to this guy. I don't know. I think I've had enough racist man for a minute or two. I'll come back to it, of course. I just need a break from that scene for a minute. Plastic-wrapped macaronis stamped with humanitarian aid. Delicious. Humanitarian aid tuna fish, not for resale. This says, speakers from the people of Samara. Everything is good here.
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
I really like that I took the perception-oriented skill points. I think that's really enhancing the gameplay of it, having all of these extra details added to the descriptions of things. I think I would have had just like a genuinely worse time had I not taken those points. Not like bad time, just like it would have been less colorful and less descriptive and not quite as enjoyable to listen to without all those details. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Is he gonna say I'm cool?
You're very
Whoa!
cool. Bang, 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 bang!
Yeah, guns are so cool! Really? You think I'm cool?
Oh, yes! You got style.
We're gonna be
You got
best friends.
personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumerist kingdom with an air of satisfaction. Well, now that I'm cool, I feel like I should spend money.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
He's right. He settles back into the pile of boxes he's sitting on. You see, he's given me unearned compliments, and now, as a member of a functional cooperative society, I want to return those compliments in the form of capital.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Unfortunately, this is a sometimes used strategy of salesmanship. Not really something that I tend to go for, but it is something I've seen people do. Persuade him to give you money. Now that we're best friends and you think I'm so cool. What kind of stuff are you selling?
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely
Sneakers,
comfy
speakers?
pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Oh, that's a good slogan. No shame, only freedom. Where'd you get those comfy pants, though?
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got sources, buyers, suppliers.
Can I buy your pants?
distributors, Manufacturers, wholesalers, all extremely cool and above board.
And you know, that's my favorite thing about cool and above board resellers or wholesalers is that they are both cool and above board and love to tell you. Do you have a permit?
Good joke, officer.
Oh, he loves it.
There we don't have permits, just economic freedom. Take a look around.
He takes a deep breath.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked
There's
air.
worse things than sunflower seeds to find on the sidewalk. You know when they just don't clean up after the dogs and you just get like little plops everywhere? That's not fun. It just smells and like it's unsightly and it gets on your shoe. I'd much rather have sunflower seeds. Those aren't going to pose any problems for me.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Sweet, no permits means less work for me. Let's move on.
That's right. Revachol is the best place for an independent self-employer like myself. That's why it's so cool with all the models coming here and cool celebrities.
He smiles his bright toothpaste ad smile. Oh, I kind of wish I could have asked. I want to hear what Kim says about the permit, so I'm going to go back through that.
I'm an entrepreneur, officer. I've got so good joke.
You glance around at the
It's beautiful.
It is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
How do you feel about that, chat? Having no permits, and you could just set up a shop anywhere you like? I've never been in the position to have to set up a shop, but it sounds like there are a lot of regulations and boundaries and red tape that keep people from starting businesses like that. But I would imagine some degree of permits are kind of necessary to keep things in order. And obviously there's always going to be bad actors trying to take advantage, so if there's no permits, I guess there's even more ways that could happen. But yeah, good until it ruins the common good with too many. If you own shit, you should be able to sell it. Right. I mean specifically like being able to set up a physical space. Anybody can like have a yard sale. Well, there are actually regulations on that, right? You're only allowed to do it so many times a year, depending on where you are. Or if there's like a homeowners association, they might say you can't do it. I guess there are a lot of exceptions to the rule. You could theoretically pawn things, you could sell things on eBay. There's other ways to do it, but not quite set up a shop.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
You know, if I was in your position, I'd probably say the same. That is pretty cool that you could just do this. No work, just start doing the thing. Go ahead. It's kind of what a lot of people said about YouTube and Twitch when it started up. It's like, oh, no permits? I just kind of start doing stuff. And we'll get to the permit stuff a little bit later, but not too much of it. But what are we doing here if there are no permits? Look at Kim and the police insignia on his sleeve.
If you wanted to be cynical about it, you could say we are here to protect the interests of property holders. I am not, however.
I have heard that take a few times, that police officers are there to protect products and services and consumerism, essentially, over the good of the people, yeah. Corporations, specifically.
My man, officer, you make all this possible. Without you, this climate would be extremely bad for business. You're part of the gossamer state.
Gossamer state?
Gossamer is a fine, filmy substance consisting of cobwebs spun
Yeah, actually
by
didn't
small
know that
spiders, seen especially in autumn. It's safe to say he's referring to the near absence of regulations.
Now, I suppose he means gossamer in that it's very tenuous. Like it could suddenly change. Gossamer state, you're right. This is cool. I'm part of a hip, thin, almost non-existent state apparatus. So cool guys protect businessmen while everyone else lives in the ruins. I can think of cooler things. Yeah.
Yeah? Cool ruins.
Cool
I get to
ruins.
sell quality goods like these by cutting out the middlemen. You don't have to rebuild your house, live in a crater, or in a tree. Where can you do that? Only here.
Living in a tree does sound fun. I don't know about living in a crater, though. There's a place in the UK you can go. It's like a wilderness retreat bed and breakfast. And they've got these incredibly beautiful, fully decked out tree houses. And they want like £1,000 a night. Look, it's a beautiful place. I think it's a little bit rich for me. But I wish stuff like that was more accessible, honestly, because there's like a hot tub in a tree. Sounds fun.
You're pretty sure you can live in a tree elsewhere too, but he wouldn't believe it anyway.
That's a good point. Yeah, you might be able to live in a tree elsewhere. Yeah, I don't really want to discount. That's fine.
Anything for you.
Oh, he's so sweet. The food packages you're selling have humanitarian aid written on them. Why is that? Do they also have not for resale?
You mean these delicious pre-packaged shelf-stable meal kits? Really easy to cook, no hassle, really cheap too. Buy some, try them out.
I don't know about you, but whenever I see someone say that something's really cheap, I go, how do they manage those margins? And then if it says humanitarian aid on them, it makes me start to wonder if maybe he's stolen this humanitarian aid and he's trying to sell it for any profit at all because it's all profit.
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
I think one said not for resale on the packaging. Doesn't that beat the idea of humanitarian aid? It's supposed to be free. That's what makes it humanitarian. I like that better.
It is practically free. Yours for 5 cents a piece. Rock that tuna.
Rock that tuna.
Macaroni too.
I think it said not for resale.
No problem here, officer. I get all this from one of my suppliers.
Oh, I see.
An extremely reputable guy.
Does your supplier drive that Humanox lorry over there? Point at the lorry with the big Humanox sign.
What?
The street vendor looks over his left shoulder and stares at the lorry as though he's never seen a lorry in his entire life.
A convincing performance. Bravo.
Cool.
Look, officer. I'm just the retailer. You'd have to talk to my supplier if you got questions about the supply chain. That's how the game works.
I wanted you to just be nice and cool. And now we gotta have this stupid discussion.
Interesting.
The lieutenant whips out his blue notebook and makes a note.
We'll need more if we're going to pin this one down, he thinks. Good questions, though. Sharp eyes, officer. It's for show, my liege. He knows you need more than this to bust this guy. Later, perhaps.
I'm gonna persuade him to give me money now, because that's a pretty good chance.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember?
Yeah, it's just a business now. It's not personal. I'm just gonna take all your money. That makes it okay if you just say it's not personal, it's a business thing. Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force?
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
Think of it as an investment. Is it an investment in his protection, officer? Are we asking for protection money now?
An investment? What kind of investment?
Scammer gets scammed. But that doesn't make it okay, honestly. This is still bad. It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane. I have to pick that. I'm not going to confiscate this humanitarian aid that you're reselling. I'm a policeman. It's an investment in good relations with the RCM. It's an investment in your customer base. Gotta prime the pump, man. Oh, that's some, what is that, like, crypto talk? Most recently, anyway. It's not just from that. Yeah, highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane.
I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives. How much are we talking about here?
1 million he's not gonna give me. 10 he'll probably give me.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
What is it, 14 again for a night at the hotel? Where are you from?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
No, if I went for 1 million, he definitely wouldn't have given it to me. And he'd probably not talk to me ever again after that either. If there was a slightly higher than 10 answer, like 100, I might have tried my luck, but 1,000's over the top, or whatever that just was.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago
is it 20?
in the Samaran Isola.
I guess I need a little bit more money then. You're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right?
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an
Suzerainty.
era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized.
getting late, I gotta
by
get to bed.
Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Oh. Sorry, didn't mean to say that.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism.
God.
But the Apricot Suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left.
It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's some kind of mind reaction.
No, it's very cool, officer. You're a cool cop for caring about those things. You should buy cool glasses, too.
He points to a pile of sunglasses. I'll look around, thanks. Oh, that was cool.
You see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
Wow, that must be good if it's ultra.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
I could inspect the sneakers 1 or inspect the sneakers 2. I choose 2.
These once respectable speakers have been conquered, reduced to a mere prop by the indomitable found ultras atop them.
I really want that to say flan. I want the L and the A to be swapped, and it will not accommodate my preferences, unfortunately.
A small heat emboss on the veneer reads, Solidarity Aid from the People's Republic of Samara. The speakers themselves don't seem to display any magical qualities.
That's unfortunate. I'd love to have a magical speaker.
No, don't look at the
Maybe a speaker of the
officer.
dead.
Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
That's an Amur reference. Okay, I'll look at the sneakers then. What about the speakers, though? The speakers. Poor little speakers. Pat them.
No, don't pity them, officer. These are old Samaran garbage. Don't even look at them. Check out these super
The more he
cool
tells me not
fonts.
to look at them, the more I want to look at them. What's wrong with me?
Samaran trash. That sounds like they're from the Samaran People's Republic, produced under the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Can't I just buy the sad conquered Samaran speakers?
No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Lo-fi socialist junk.
But what if they're cool? That's why I want them. I think I might be lo-fi socialist junk myself.
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you, I've got the best on sale.
Wait, what if I do deserve more than lo-fi socialist sound system? You don't know what I am. I don't even know it myself. Pause. I want the speakers.
Well, if you want them...
Is he gonna he's gonna sell them to me the same money he just gave me a minute ago?
But see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go? I can't leave premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground.
They're all sitting on top of a crate. Can you not just put them on the crate?
If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
Well, how much do the sneakers cost, first of all?
So you have to buy
Thanks very much for the
sneakers
follow.
First.
Let's inspect them again.
A
Number
pair
one this
of
time.
Faun Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple. A futuristic silhouette
Oh, there's two
with a
different
sleek
pairs. That's why there's two
monochrome colorway,
choices. They're just
a
written
jet
the same.
black upper and a silver-lined midsole.
That sounds more my style. Monochrome colorway, jet black upper. Yeah, that's kind of
Those
me.
sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers. Super air, super fine, super cool.
I was getting
Only
cool
50
from them, yeah.
real.
50 real. Oh. Sorry, I need to sleep in a bed tonight, so no.
Only? That's madness.
This guy needs to get in the business of Overwatch skins. He gets it.
Faun Ultra. We're the future. You remember the slogan from some magazine.
Oh my god, you're right. It does say two different words, and I just can't read again. Sneakers and speakers. Two different words. Leave. Now I'm embarrassed, and I'm going to slowly turn a beet red color, I think. A helpline to the company that controls the drawbridge. Oh, this is the bridge here? If you're very low on money, you can get a bag. Oh, I got the bag. I just don't know where to turn the bottles in yet. Hot air rises from the sewer. Oh, you can right-click to see all the interactables. It doesn't have to be tab. Did you know that? Of course you did. Ooh, more bottles. Is this a bottle I can take? That word suzerainty, I'm gonna have that in my head for some reason.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. A variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
Thanks very much, Patchouli the Mage, for the 98 months, says Gam Gam. I appreciate it.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses
Ho-hum.
made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
Doesn't all plastic eventually get brittle in the sun? Maybe it doesn't melt.
Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils.
Well, I don't know that to be
A
true for sure.
UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, superb material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
I'm pretty sure cops are supposed to have sunglasses in their toolkit, right? I think that's like high priority for them. I'm gonna try to maybe conceptualize a cool pair of sunglasses in here. I succeeded.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
For the first time, the street vendor's voice trails off as he watches you inspect the glasses. Try them on.
This is how a sea monster sees the world.
Oh.
You've become a sea monster. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue.
Very odd.
Alright, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep.
So deep.
Wow, officer.
Wow.
You look so cool.
He's so into it. I cannot mark him down for enthusiasm. I wish I could be that enthusiastic all the time. The street vendor has picked up his pace again as you observe the world through deep sea tinted lenses.
And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
Yeah, let's ask him what he thinks.
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's
He's gonna
to him.
deduce what the correct answer is from this.
You look like a musician.
Oh.
Like a blind musician.
Oh.
But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
3? Okay. I mean, I do need to sleep tonight, but I do kind of want these now. Oh, it's -1 to perception, though. I like perception. I have a lot of that. Where's perception? Oh, it's not at the top ones. Am I just looking past it? It's not here? Inland Empire is good. Bottom row. Oh, there. Yeah, I'm completely inept today. I can't see things in front of me. I think I have to take off these cool, deep blue sunglasses I'm wearing.
A man who knows his style. Much respect.
I do. I do know my style. Perception failure. Cool. I see what he was saying about looking like a blind musician. Oh, I like the way the bag jiggles. Look, you can really see the bottles in there. I have a bag just like that, and it wiggles, well, not exactly like that, but sort of. I'm gonna save again. Oh yeah, you said I should get another point in something so I don't die instantly. What was that, endurance? Oh, I don't have any more points. Physique base +1. Okay, I'll try and remember to buy another endurance soon. Suzerainty. Take the gloves, absolutely. They're fingerless. Water lock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. That's cool, so that's probably gonna change in real time. Some freaking treasure trove of bottles over here. We're cleaning up the environment, making a pretty penny on the same time. Roy's pawn shop, fast cash for faster times. I wanted it to say prawn shop for some reason. Well, Ray can probably sell me a prawn if he wants. Take that. Gotta heal up, back. My friend Barry is stuck on the other side. Oh no, Barry. Who will save me so I don't become a Jill sandwich? Butter sign down.
Evening, officers.
Ah, classic man on waterlock.
A burly man hangs out.
That's like a
by
British
the
town
waterlock,
name.
carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal.
I was on a
between
track for a while where I was absolutely romanticizing being the man with the knife and a salami. I really liked that. What it said about me. I was like, I'm a man who eats cured meats. I have a knife. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. You won't mess with me. I love cured meats. And I just kind of fell off that track ultimately. I got more into like Jarlsberg cheese for a while, and then the salami kind of took a backseat. But, you know, maybe a summer sausage could come back one day. I could get into that. Anyway, that's a little tangent. First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock.
Oh, be the
I'm
bee.
keeping him company and eating his salami.
You're eating his salami? So you're not even the man with the salami, you're just trying to steal his identity. Not right, man on waterlock.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal.
Yeah.
He seems disappointed about the
suppose I see
wreckage
him.
on the waterlock and
the salami. Probably more so about the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
The issue with being the man who eats cured meats with the knife is that you eventually turn into the man with high blood pressure. Yeah, but, you know, it's a small sacrifice to enjoy all that cured meat, right? We all make our decisions in life. We're all gonna end up in the ground in the end. We might as well enjoy ourselves in whatever small ways bring us pleasure. And we all have our own vices, of course. I think it's probably better to eat cured meats than, like... Well, this is a terrible... I was gonna compare it to, like, doing hard drugs or something, but... You know, I think that goes without saying. So do you know what caused this wreckage? Points at the smashed billboard in the canal.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign.
I was
Weird,
thinking
huh?
that too about the cheese, yeah.
Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words Daredevil Driver
Triple D
sound ominous to you.
I'd never drive with the devil under the pale moon.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Is he has like a slight Australian accent, is it? Or is it a regional British accent and I'm just not able to tell? I know that's kind of insulting, I apologize. I'm bad at accents. Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Oh. Hey, can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing.
He cuts off a... Oh, that's cool of him. It's not even his anyway, so I guess he wouldn't mind.
Want some too, officer?
That's nice, though.
Why not?
Yeah, everyone can enjoy a little salami as a treat. Give one to the cat. There's a cat around, I'm sure. Give him some. I am completely aware that cured meats are terrible for you. I am just being stupid. I don't mean most of that. I did enjoy a lot of cured meats, and I probably have elevated my risk for bowel cancer, and I'm just saying it's not something I cared about that deeply. Right, bye. Try on these fingerless gloves. I'm gonna keep the yellow ones on, actually. I think they do more for me. Interfacing is high. Yeah, everything is cool, because I am cool.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Is that a blonde boy? Oh, okay. I didn't really understand what I was looking at. It just kind of looked like a shadowy smear, but yeah, I see it now. Attempt to reconstruct what happened here. Yeah, that's very good. Well, let's learn about Samaran butter first.
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
Cool.
Goat milk butter.
Oh.
The Samaran terrain makes it easier to raise goats.
I really love
and
products
cows,
that come from goats
and
mostly.
the local goat farmers produce high-quality meat.
Goats are cool.
And
Just
dairy staples.
don't really like goat's
that
milk
add
or anything.
variety to other nations' diets.
It's like very strong. I think it's a little too strong for me.
It's an acquired taste.
All right, let's do this skill check. 72% is pretty solid.
Judging by the size,
I actually had a bad feeling about that one.
Parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
This is very nice. We've got like a whole diagram, very easily readable. Look at the crater. Look at the roof of the shack. Look at the sloping metal roof panel. Look at the broken signpost. Look at the trees. Now look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
That's incredible if you can pull that information out of that. What are you, a physicist? I don't even know if they would understand that. Look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
I don't do much vaulting anymore. I should get back into that. As a kid, I remember I used to climb this set of stairs that was like attached to the side of the house as like concrete stairs that didn't go anywhere. I think there used to be a door there or something, and they like sealed it over years back and then put siding. I used to just climb up it and jump off it for like an hour. I don't really know what I was trying to accomplish, but I assume I was probably making my legs stronger in the process as a child. Just like jumping off of things. Look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Cool. Look at the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the building
incredible.
And upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
All right, let's look at the sign now.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
I occasionally, in reading all of this, have a moment of clarity where I'm like, some people programmed absolutely every one of these moments into this game. Every time the camera frames a new thing, every little new piece of art, every piece of dialogue that's written and spoken, every single one of those things took someone's time and attention to put into this experience, and that is a little mind-blowing because there's just so many things.
The Samaran butter billboard still looks freshly painted, suggesting it took the plunge recently.
How recently? Tell me to the minute.
Within the past 72 hours.
Oh, wow. That's not quite to the minute, but I appreciate the effort. Let's look at the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
You're telling me that car rode the sign across the gap and then continued driving? That might be the most reckless, lucky shit of all time. What was the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linéaire G22.
Oh, it sounds like a Linéaire G22.
Very sturdy but light motor carriage.
Yeah.
More likely than most
It's
to
definitely
survive
that.
jump. The Linéaire G22 is not a particularly popular model due to its peculiar proportions.
Oh, is it a cube?
Which the manufacturer's design team
Yeah.
probably thought about for too long.
There's that stupid vehicle that looks like a cube with like a fish tank in the back of it, and every time I see it, I get like plus 1% angry.
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
Oh, well, if the tires are giving you good evidence, then...
The Caprice 40 is a very popular model, with bank clerks, topping pie delivery drivers, secondary school teachers, cops, strippers dressed as cops, undressed strippers.
What about underdressed cop strippers? What about paint strippers? What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
Blink.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
I think I've done it. What do you have to say about it then?
Any theories about what happened here?
I pretty much nailed it, actually. Some top-shelf shenanigans. I want to meet the driver and shake his hand. Reckless traffic hooliganism. Looks like someone was in a real hurry. It's so desperate and unthinkably stupid that I feel like it was someone did something really bad and they're trying to get away from it as fast as possible. Hooliganism, I guess, is possible, but it's like really, really high-risk hooliganism, which does happen. I'm gonna say someone's in a hurry.
What kind of car do you think it was?
I was watching Ultimate Chicken Horse from 2016, and you complain about the cube car there, too. Yeah, it's nearly been 10 years of me being upset about that cube car. I'm still not over it. I actually saw one recently, and it's kind of reignited my frustration with this vehicle existing. Unfortunately, I don't have the power to simply strike them from existence, because of course I would do that. I'd use the Isaac Eraser on them if I could. But unfortunately, I've still got to live in the world with them. Small solace, though. I have recently found out that the Cybertruck might not be legal in Ireland, so that might explain why I've not seen any here. I have seen Teslas, but no Cybertrucks yet. So if that's the case, I will take that as recompense for my lack of Isaac Eraser ability on the cube car. And that ends that tangent, thank you. I think it was the Capri 40 because of the tire marks.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
Who could it have been? I want to know what you think.
Cops. Should we get back to the murder?
No, but what if it's all interconnected, Kim? We should bring this driver to justice. I want to know.
If we must.
The sigh. The perfect sigh for that.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this. The lieutenant consoles himself.
The cube cars with the cool rear window without as much of... Are we saying cool like the glasses or... It's got like, how do I describe this? It's got like a rectangular glass slit that ends in the back left side, and it's like got a rounded... I'm not describing this well at all. Like a rounded end to the rectangle. And then it comes around the side on the other end. It's like a half wraparound. Is it a Nissan Cube? I guess I'll find out right now so I can tell you. No, don't give me weather data. What are you doing? Is it a Nissan? Yeah, that's the one. Nissan Cube. Oh, it's awful. You see how the back corner of it just is glass all the way around, and then the other side is asymmetrical. What are they thinking? The only way that's acceptable is if you fill the whole car with water, and then you could put a tiny shark in it. Which is what they should do. They should put them in the ocean. No, don't. That's terrible pollution. Don't do that. Right. I'm not expecting him to get far with this. The lieutenant consoles himself. Well, I'm happy we took the case. Find the traffic hooligan. It must be done. Wasn't there something else you wanted me to do in here? Or have I just forgotten? No. I think what I was telling myself I needed to do was save again, and then probably I need to go to bed soon, because it's like 20 o'clock. Oh, yeah, check the info tabs on the skill tree. Info. I didn't even, I don't think, look. Maybe I looked at it once? I don't remember. There's a lot to read here, potentially, if I have to read each one of these boxes. I'll just read the perception one for some reason, because I'm curious. Cool for fine detail. Detectives, sensualists. What is a sensualist? Someone who specializes in being sensual. Urban scavengers. Oh, I gotta sell my bottles. That's the other thing. Perception wants you to be open to the world with eyes, ears, and nose at full capacity. Eyes, ears, nose, and throat. It enables you to take in what others don't notice. This little wad of bills hid away into the sugar bowl, the odor of a perp hiding beneath the floorboards, the gulp of a suspect after claiming they've nothing to hide. At high levels, perception takes in every final detail of the physical world, enough to overwhelm all but the strongest mind. However, with low levels, you're going to miss out on everything. After all, you can't arrest what you can't see, hear, or smell. That's a good point. That would be wild if you could get, like, max level perception and then your brain just stops working because it's like your insight level is too high and you see Cthulhu and it crushes you. I've seen too much. I can't take it back. Sensualist is like a hedonist. Ah. Wait, this looks like the TF2 medic or something. Some kind of a machine, an antique cash register. Oh, there's so many things to click on. Let's click on them. A bust of a woman. This plaque simply says, "Oh no, the gamers! No, get them out!" In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. Welcome to the pawn shop. Oh, the gamers, they won't leave me alone. Mostly military wear, with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here. Then use it to win her back.
Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Oh, interfacing medium. Dig up a truly cool figurine from in the box under the table. Yeah, I want that.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow.
No, I
Most
found
of them
no
are just
cool
broken
thing.
toys.
Well, it had to happen eventually. Let's inspect the knights on horseback
Big
then.
men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Yo, they used to just stand in a line and shoot rifles at each other, and I thought that was such a strange tactic, but they thought it was like, it was like the manly honorable thing to do was to just like accept your death and just shoot into each other, so you don't have to like track out, like run around and try and get each other in this game of cat and mouse, I guess. I don't know. It seems like I could see that argument, but I don't know if I could ever stand in front of a firing squad just hoping I'm not hit. They'd probably all get hit. They also had no good aim. Oh, so it had to be a line. So, okay, so in order for their guns to work properly, they had to submit to an equally masochistic submission to this system of let's all stand still and kill each other. That's so nuts. Yeah, somehow when it's two people drawing on each other in the Wild West, I kind of get it. But then when you get a row of soldiers standing still, it doesn't work anymore. Point at the knights on horseback. Who are they?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
That's cool.
A long, long time ago.
Some people like Transformers. Inspect the blue uniforms.
They're not all blue.
Oh.
These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
This looks like Rene, the old guy who is playing Pentank. I don't quite remember how to say that properly.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
Yeah, I think camouflage is probably warranted. Are these royalist soldiers? Points at blue figurines?
Which ones?
Oh.
Those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Who does he look like? There's like a musician. That guy looks just like... Although his mouth almost looks like it's stitched closed, and that's really unsettling. Petonk. Thank you. Oh, it's right on the edge of my memory. I can't think of his name. I think he used to be in The Apprentice a lot. Inspect the figurines in rags.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them
He had like
carry
silver
pistols.
hair, not
Some
black,
even
but he looked
shovels
similar, like his
and
facial
tall
structure.
sticks.
Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers. Revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Oh, I see. So the lesson is, what if they weren't exaggerated for effect? And the truth is, they couldn't possibly win, and yet... I really like this ambient sound, by the way, in the right pan on my headphones. There's like some machination, some gears turning. It's a very good ambient sound. I love this guy's in some sort of automaton box. Oh yeah, he's like a fortune teller almost. The Mechanical Turk. It's meant to give people hope, even we can do it. The contrast is meant to be disheartening, as it ought to be. It is impossible to win against the cohorts of capital. Ask my friend Garta, whose bitch it made me. I wish it was more nuanced. As it stands, I cannot comment.
Okay. I don't like either set too much, to be honest.
I went with, it's impossible to win against cohorts of capital.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played
Does
out
he?
in perpetuity by these toys.
No way.
Might be interesting to find out what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm sure if you sit in a shop with these all day, you probably have a lot to say about them. Step away from the table, then. Interesting. What's this over here? We'll get to the man soon.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among the
sawed
sorted
off.
floor and table lamps.
Let your gaze run over the streetlight.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard
What an
indoor
odd thing
plug.
to want for
the
your
light
house.
buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Oh, I can't hear the nice gears turning anymore, and now I'm sad.
This would make quite a statement in your living room.
Is that a streetlight?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Where'd you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
Okay.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
Right, yeah. How much for the streetlight?
700 real.
Oh.
A bargain, I dare
Sorry,
say.
I can't afford that. Yeah, even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep.
There's also the matter of rewiring. But the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological
Yeah, I was thinking of D.
field.
Snyder, that's the one,
The
thank
light
you.
became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
I thought he had silver hair. I didn't remember that it was bleach blonde. Thank you for that. I feel better now. As a general rule, if something is too expensive, I mostly don't make any comment on it because I don't always know the reason why something's so expensive. If it's just out of my price range, it's just like, okay, well, I'm not getting that. What's galling is how many things are becoming out of my price range, even really mundane, average things that I shouldn't have to worry about the price being as high as it is. Every time I walk past, there's like an advertisement I always see for this. It's like a McDonald's meal, and it's a double cheeseburger, fries, and a drink, and it's €7. And that is insane, because that's not even enough to fill you up in some cases. Those burgers aren't that big. €7 is like $8.50 American dollars. That's so expensive, I can't even explain it. He does look like D. Snyder, doesn't he? Okay, that's enough about that. Let's talk to him directly then.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
It's like D. Snyder if they glued his lips together. I know, it's just the art style. It's not actually that.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
He has, like, the countenance of a mortician or something, like he's alone for most of his time. It probably is. Maybe he's doing a masterful job at playing this role. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you, or shake your head. It's shameful how insufficient the police presence is in these parts, or now that the RCM is here, tell me, have you had any trouble lately? I'll go with that.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Terrible.
Who are your customers usually?
Yeah, tell me all about them. Who wants to buy the streetlight?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people
Lords
looking
a-leaping.
for a deal, people looking for a keepsake,
Ladies praying.
people who are terminally bored.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know about antique shops personally. Every time I go in them, I'm like, yeah, this is stuff. It's not my scene, is the thing. I'm not casting judgment if you like antiques. It's just not my thing. I've been around too many antiques, I think, in my life in a way that I wish I wasn't around them, to be honest. So I think now I've turned over a new leaf. Get rid of the stuff you've had enough of to the best you can. Leave it for someone else.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Nod. Quite the collection indeed. Or look around. Typical vacuous consumerist objects. Oh no. That's what I would say. I have a problem. I gotta work on that. Honestly, I think some of your selections are press fingers to your lips more tasteful than others, or this business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, and recapitalize. I don't think he'd appreciate the business suggestion. I'm gonna go with quite the collection indeed and say literally nothing.
It keeps me entertained.
Well, that's what's important, really. His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you. I do enjoy that, yeah. There's like a very fun light show going on. I don't even know where that's coming from. Oh, electrochemistry. Is Roy high? If yes, then what is he on? Do you know anything about the traffic menace on the loose?
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof? Well, he probably wasn't in at the time.
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
Bird's Nest Royer, you're telling me that sound happened, and in several days you've never been outside to look to the shop, to the side of the shop, and see that the sign is toppled over. Bird's Nest Roy, you're suddenly losing credibility, my friend.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Does that mean you don't have any idea who the driver was?
He shakes his head, slowly.
I feel like we're just kind of glossing over that, okay? You might be able to aid in our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions.
Maybe he just
you
doesn't
may
want to
have.
talk about it. Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
Well, yeah, we don't like when people are hanged, but we still kind of want to figure it out, right? It's not like nobody's excited about it.
He doesn't know anything.
Okay. Thank you, drama. I guess that's all I got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
It's like he's hypnotized by it. Do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by officers of the citizens' militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question.
It was me.
I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Oh no, my gun!
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before.
Oh, I was joking when I said it was me. It was me. Why would I make that joke and randomly be right? That's so weird.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
Oh. At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. No, I'm gonna say... Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her.
Alright.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Oh, someone terrifying referring to herself as a pig bought the gun obsessively.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with...
Apparently, where the hell did I put the money that I got for the sidearm? Spent it on booze, probably.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
There's only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans. Maybe she's a vigilante, wants to prove she can do our jobs better than we can, or I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the citizens' militia? Well, I am the sorry cop, so the last option, I'm sorry I sold my gun, appeals to me, but I'm gonna go with I don't like it either.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
In normal cases, they would probably just not tell you anything because, well, it could turn into a whole thing. But in the case of a cop needing their gun back, I don't know, I feel like they probably would tell you then.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope.
Well, we've narrowed it a little bit. We have any idea now who might have it. That's an improvement over we literally don't even know where in the world it is. At least now I know how I lost my sidearm.
Of course.
I guess I'll see, can I sell my bottles?
Let me have a look.
Access your pawn menu.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Oh. I don't want to sell the kind green ape pen. Who would sell that? I'd like to sell my clothes.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Oh.
And especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Yeah, it's an object of power, is what it is.
Your mother is a necrotic object!
Oh no.
I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
Who did the voice for that? It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know. Don't sell anything you don't want to lose forever. Yeah, I won't. Especially not the kind green ape pen.
Another time, perhaps.
Do you have a bowl of Brussels sprouts? Is that what that is? Probably not. Oh, can I buy one of those? And I think it's one of the balls that I might want to give back to the soldier. 28% chance on the electrochemistry. It's about a 1 in 3, so let's try it.
Okay.
Nah.
He looking at his wares,
okay.
Talking to him. That might give you more clues.
Sorry, I didn't mean to click past that. I was trying to click past the animation. He said, okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides, but you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get the answer.
A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Oh! Ewan, thank you so much for another 5 community gift subs. And thank you, Arachnidorg, for looking up the voice actors as Mikey W. Goodman. The lead singer of Sixth. I would have never realized that was the same person. I actually have listened to that band. That's wild. But yeah, thank you again to Ewan for 5 community gift subs, and I think Twitch threw in another 2. That's awesome. They went to Nudgy, Sable KM, Clay Benedict, Over PL, Largest Skeletor, and Patrick J. Fierro. He does a few voices. Well, he's very good. I remember his vocal performance in his band is particularly bombastic and occasionally odd.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well,
and I like that about that band. Not that I've listened to them
chipped,
recently, but
dented.
I've liked them.
They stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Unblinking Park. Yeah, what is the obsession with speakers around here? Seems to be a lot of speakers. Stand on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top.
Love a deep gold
boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
Huh.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Shopkeep, the Stereo 8 approved machine here, or what I really want to know is, could this device come in handy in my police work, or are you sure this is all in working order? Let's find out about the Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there.
No
It'll
way.
set you back 12 real.
Misha, you mean? The guitarist from Periphery does several voices. That's incredible. It's one of my favorite bands. I want to buy the boombox. That's all of my money. Could it come in handy for my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
What an odd thing to ask a dude at a pawn shop. Can I use this speaker in my police work? And he has an answer. He's not like, I don't know. It's not my problem.
Like a beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
Oh, he's having a great time in his own head. Turn to Kim. Theoretically, could I bring this to a beach party? Gotta know that.
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
I hope when this is all over, Kim, that we can have a beach party together and we can grill some nice hot dogs and have a nice day together. You're right, Kitsuragi. Work first, party later.
That is the unofficial RCM motto, yes.
It's not, sadly.
Does he have a Google Chrome on his lapel? Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
I would expect nothing less from Crypt Keeper D. Snyder. That's all I have for you. Thank you, friend. Now I need to know where to sell my bottles post-haste, because the day is ending, friends. The day is finally coming to a close. I think I've also got lots of bottles yet to pick up that I'd seen in the first episode and didn't have a bag yet. Head to Frit. That was over by the protest, I think. I'm just gonna grab a couple more bottles that I think I know where they are. Is this anything?
This coin-operated viewer is fake.
I thought that was a bag on the ground. It was another viewer. Check the bin. No, the bin can't be touched. I've only covered a small amount of ground, so if I just run over here, I'll probably find them. Yeah, there's that bird that doesn't like to be bothered. I guess no bird really likes to be bothered, which is fair enough. Oh, wow. How did I not get this signal blue navy coat? That's cool. There's one bottle. I am not going to get into a discussion with her at the moment, although I do enjoy her company. Now, I'll come back. I was tempted. The pulsating purple circle always tempts me. What is this here?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment.
Oh, no shit, really? Why am I looking at it then? Let's find out. Conceptualization, skill check, 28%.
You have no
Failed.
clue. It's just a wall.
Hey, you know I tried. Can't fault me for trying. It's they've painted over something, and I guess I'm going to, like, notice what they might have painted over, because they didn't do a great job of it. Next to the boring racist. Thank you. Oh, I got some magnesium. A little bit of muns.
It's been a week and now they show up?
Last time I was here, I didn't think I could steal things, so I didn't touch those. Another splattering of bullet holes on the wall. There's another person I didn't see.
I can't get involved in this.
Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. How terrifying. Imagine getting eaten by rain. Suzerain. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Won't be eating anybody like that. What's this? Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. Yeah, you don't trust a closed door. It could be anything. I don't see any more bottles over here. There's still one more spot to check, though. Those bottles? No. Shards of glass, maybe. I think the yellow outlined highlighted objects indicate you passed a perception check. Oh, okay. Good to know. Like, what happens if I click on this now? Out of curiosity.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Oh, maybe it means I haven't actually attempted it in some cases. I think I looked at this and I was like, very low chances of passing it, so I just left it alone for the moment. I'm actually going to do that again, because I want to get the bottles. We can remember to come back here later, though. It's, like, right in the way. We looked at the footsteps. We looked at all the stuff around here. There's a bucket. Eliza. I don't think I can reach it, though. How are you supposed to get over there? I don't really understand the layering of this. It looks like you can get up into that building somehow. That's okay. Oh yeah, there's that crazy parallax tree that I don't really understand. Check the trash. There's probably bottles in there galore. Yep, there were. People love drinking things out of bottles and throwing them away. Hey, I get it. I've done it too. Many of us have done it. Hi, 9Hertz. How's it going? Alright, we're in. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips, too. Maybe one day we'll evolve past the point of 2 lips and we'll have 3 lips or 4 lips.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
That's exactly what I needed. Insert.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle.
Oh, the money appears.
You're a richer man now.
My 190. I'm so rich, thank you. I'm gonna go buy a solid gold bar to put on my bed. Okay, melancholy pop song. I'm surprised that collies love melons so consistently that they got their own word, but I guess... Well, maybe it doesn't make them happy, it makes them sad.
To look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
Okay, that's fair.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Before we go on, what is this Frit? Or what magazine are you reading? Let's proceed, I have some questions. Do I still have time to do this? I like your crown. It's got like a fleur-de-lis on the front. How goes the disco? Very well, thanks. I'm curious if you have any favorite bits so far. Oh, several, but I don't really know. Like, there are so many fun little moments within the dialogue that kind of happen and then immediately pass. I recall being delighted on about 5 different occasions talking to the lady on the boat. But I've kind of felt that way about almost all the NPCs in one regard or another. So it's kind of a consistent high so far. I'll give it some more thought. Before we go on, what is the Frit?
I don't know.
I don't know. And what is Frit?
a 7 to 11 grocery store.
Oh, you're gonna close soon-ish. Why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier.
I think you're dead on. She chews on her gum in disgust. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Revachol, was already taken.
Can you do that?
So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
If you wrote, said, I'm making a new company, it's called Disney, and it's like Diszney. Like, could you do that? I thought the whole thing is like within the spirit of what you're trying to do, not is it literally the same? Is it intended to deceive or otherwise confuse or obfuscate the original premise with another product or entity? And I would say in the case of another T, well, this is U.S. copyright law, not here, so I don't know. Or trademark infringement. Would it matter? T sneeze across your face. Oh no. I don't want Mickey's knees on me. It's just gross. Anyway, what magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover boasting a colorful photo of 2 girls kissing. Nothing wrong with that.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
The taste of the cherry chapstick, I hear. It's very tasty.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34.
Oh.
This
Police with ice cream. It's very in fashion, according to Parisians. Hey, thanks very much, Morgandra, for the follow. I appreciate that. Glad to have you. I'll be doing these streams every Saturday for the foreseeable future, by the way, if anyone is not a regular here, around the same time, 2:30 GMT. There's a schedule with time zone adjusted times if you need it below the video. And I'll also have this in a playlist called Collection here on Twitch. If you go to my channel page, you'll be able to see the other parts. I approve of this very futuristic tap on the... futuristic. Of all the words to describe 2 girls kissing, I never would have thought futuristic, but I'm in. Forget about all of that. What is the Fashion Police featurette? Not even interested in the magazine. I want to hear about the futuristic girls.
Her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods.
Okay, cool. We're all on board.
The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
I'm sorry for him, basically. Yeah. Well, I'm the sorry cop here, so I should be the one apologizing. Let's proceed. I have questions.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
But it's something to do, right? Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling in Rags? Yes.
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Yeah, no, this is important, though.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Consummate adolescent skepticism, that's a great phrase.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse.
Oh.
Just a little back room here. Okay?
Yeah, that's okay. I was kind of surprised to hear that. I thought that there might be a warehouse. Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Do you know how long it's been there?
I don't know, really long.
Yeah, probably like a week, right? We don't give them the information, though. What do you think happened?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Yeah, I can't really read what her tone is. It's like very sternly confused.
Okay.
That's a little better, a little more relaxed. Did you know the man who died?
Really?
Does it mean you knew him a little? Oh yeah, angsty is probably the right word for that.
No. I didn't know him at all.
Okay, thank you for your help.
Uh-huh.
You've done everything you could. I got my bottles in. I got your questioning done. I've had a great time in Frit. If only I could have bought a pineapple. Maybe tomorrow. Tired of shit. Yeah, that's fair. Who wouldn't be in this economy? I think I need to get into the whirling in rags now. Oh, the timer on the people in the booths. Did that happen? We were waiting for them to come in. Oh, I can't talk to anybody though. Damn. There were people from the union that were gonna come sit in the cafe and have some food or something, and we're supposed to question them. And now there's people here. Doesn't seem to matter. All right, talk to this guy again. So he's got something new to say.
You?
No, he doesn't actually. Goodbye. Clothes. I got this lovely coat. -1 to half light. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think it suits me very well, but it's something. And I got an orange bum hat. That kind of does suit him. -1 to rhetoric. Can I sustain a loss of rhetoric? I'd prefer not, honestly. Reaction speed. It might be a fair trade-off, but I don't know. I think in that curtained area... Oh, okay, I'll check, thank you. Track down your gun. We found our first point on that list. Oh, is rigorous self-critique... No, that was already done. I don't have any more to internalize at this point, do I? Experience is very close. We just need like one more thing, and then we'll get 2 more options will pop up. I didn't even clock that there was a curtained area to look at, honestly. I walked right past it. Oh, can you get in from over here? How do you... No, I guess it doesn't exist. I guess it has to be opened, and it's not open, so it doesn't exist right now. I must have missed it. So the best course of action now, I think, is just to go to bed, right? It's getting too late to do anything else. I'll carry my plastic bag of trash to bed. I'll unequip the bag for the moment. Is that... It doesn't affect any stats or anything. I've accumulated a nice little collection of stuff. I'd love to have more keys, though. I really enjoy a big, thick key ring full of options. Did you manage to get into the dock and talk to the union boss? No. Oh, the bottle's in the room. Unless these don't exist either. They don't. You're not even allowed to clean up your room if you want to. That's strange. Can I look at the mirror again? That's over here.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it,
oh, it's so low. 3%.
With the expression.
I think I botched the chain cutters thing before. I'll try that again, maybe. No, out of this.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Oh, it's still locked.
Your face.
Okay, I went for the 3%. I failed it. Big shock, I know. Good stuff. You just don't have the bag equipped. Oh, really? It only lets you touch the bottles if the bag's in your hand. I didn't realize that. No, I think these are set dress... Oh. No, I'm incorrect. Sorry. I am a fool. I looked at this bottle and it didn't let me highlight it, so I assumed all of the bottles in the room were the same way and that they're here to tell a story, like props. So they're exempted from the bottle return system. So there's 2 more over there, I think, but I can't really get to them. All right. Where are you staying tonight,
cold
bud?
And not particularly inviting.
Wait, really?
But it's yours. The sheets look awful.
No time to rest yet. Do I have to wait until 9? Maybe that's the case. Just gotta wait like 5 more minutes. Past 9 or 10. Okay, I thought it was any time in the night you could come back. Oh, there's another bottle I can't touch. Oh, that... Yeah, take that bottle too. Just cleaning up my room feels good. Oh, there's one underneath. I'm finding all the secret bottles. I thought there'd be more in here to look at with all my perception that I've got. That one main wine bottle is absolutely enormous. Can we knock on doors? No, it just makes lock mechanism sounds.
The door is closed.
No, I'm not gonna break into their house, into their apartment, hotel room, whatever. I did pay off the manager, yeah, I've canceled my debt. I made that a priority as soon as I could to not have to worry about that. I got there just in time, too, because he was saying, like, it's gonna get bad if I take too long. What is... Is it just showing me I have bottles again? Yo, oh my lord! Swift Shiftly with a 10 community gift sub gift. Twitch has also added another 4 on top of it. That's tremendous. Thank you so much. You've given me a fantastic head start into October with that. All of you folks today with your intense generosity. Thank you so much for that. Swift Shiftly, you've gifted subs to Zebil, Non-Argenario, Skugan, Retrash, Comet Strider, X, David123, Overly Esoteric, Retromation, Sandro of Enroth, and Clardonyx, and then the ones from Twitch were to Doot6969, Tacitus, Gilcotan, and Targor NL. Fantastic. Much appreciated.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
I'll take my last 5 minutes to investigate the crash through fence, which maybe has something to do with one of these vehicles that we were so curious about earlier.
Cop habit. You look at everything.
That's true. You kind of have to.
This isn't case-related, you think?
What kind of vehicle drove through? Oh, it's totally related.
Hard to say. Your vision is blurred, and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks
Oh, this is meant to be early dialogue when you walk out, and I just never touched it. They haven't reminded me about my relentless hangover in quite a while. I think we are going to fail this, even though the odds are in my favor. Let's try.
No. These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the street sweeper just sweep them away.
I'm in tune with the universe. No, it's just luck that I guessed correctly.
You see a set of
Alright,
tires.
well, nothing else to do there, I guess. We passed 1 minute. This character have any new dialogue?
The lights are so pretty when it gets dark.
You do, but no, you're good. I don't suppose anyone here will have new stuff. Oh my lord! What on earth? Thank you again to Aluridae with another 5 community gift subs, and Twitch added another one on top of that. These ones went to Abto Butsik? Bus? Oh, Autobus in Russian. Autobus. Blur Jinx, Zach Fair X, Madame Mango, and the real Aiden, as well as Brinder. Thank you very much, Alluridae. What's up with this bench?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
The bench.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
Great point.
Let's go.
And we can also have a beach
you can
party.
revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
I might have even heard that before, but I forgot. I know what I can do for 4 minutes. I hope this is not ill-advised. I want to hear about the pulsating purple circle. What thoughts or ideas? Oh, is that a... Oh, I thought this was a bottle right here. It's just a plank. It had a sort of striped pattern to it. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm. Don't you, I can't read today. What is going on? The clam surface. I just wanted it to say clam so badly, I decided that the letters were reversed. I hope I have a clam surface.
Good. What can I help you with?
All right. Joyce, you're going to help me with 4 minutes of Sigourney Weaver time. I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
On the contrary, officer. There are yet camionneurs you have not talked to.
How do you know that?
And don't look so surprised. In a time like this, it would be strange if Wild Pines didn't have eyes on the harbor.
Oh, because you've got informants watching my every movement. Is that why?
They must have someone in an overlook position near the gates.
It's not so much that I like Joyce as a person or anything. It's just I enjoy listening to her character develop. I think she's, as almost all of them are, pretty well written. Right, so they must have someone in the overlook position near the gates.
I suggest you go back and canvass for more
nothing
suspects.
to say to you, really, then. You didn't help me past 4 minutes.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest
even try this door before.
to the apartment building. It's locked.
I feel like I want to knock on it.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
That's okay. Sometimes people are in the bathroom or like upstairs somewhere else. Just give them a sec.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
I did indeed talk to the lady on the right, if that's who you mean with the red paint.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Yeah, this is the police. I'm not a stranger, I'm your friend.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building.
Could you just crack the door slightly?
Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Okay.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
There we go. Kim, tell her we're real policemen.
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
The lieutenant repeats dutifully.
There is no reply.
Oh, no.
Just faint, sweeping sounds.
Just distrust as far as the eye can see. You leave. I do want to get up there, but I don't think it's going to happen right this moment. I love that we've seen like a total shift in rain and snow. It was like a heavier snowfall for a bit, and then now it's like a light drizzle. The shift from day to night was very subtle as well. It really feels like a different place at night. Oh, I got a hype chest again. Fall damage emote. Yeah, if Kim can't even get in, I have no hope. I appreciate your honesty. Makes for varied and pleasant stream. Thank you. I'd say my honesty and attempt to be sincere on the stream are probably the thing that I try to put forward most. I'll tell you what I'm really thinking. I don't need to be a character necessarily, although I play characters occasionally for a short bit. Thank you for saying so, though. Do you have any new dialogue? It's very easy to get, like, down a million little rabbit holes.
Sweetie.
No, you don't. What about you? What's in my bag? It just popped up a notification that I have something new. I don't, though. You think I could steal all these bottles to sell? It's all about money, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes it is. Yeah, do we pay him now or do we pay in the morning?
You?
I think we pay in the morning. There's no options.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Yeah, no. We don't do that.
Yes.
Suppose I'll sell those bottles as well? Oh, the store doesn't work. You pay the day off in the morning. Okay. So in the event that you don't have any money in the morning to pay, you can at least take part of that day to figure that out. I don't really know what happens if you can't rustle it up at the end of the day, though. I did talk to him, yeah. He just said something
The tear machine stands
irrelevant.
in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Okay, I have clunked my bottles again. They're not worth that much, but neither are the real ones, so fair enough. Now, I think that's about all I can do without venturing into another arc of something. I think we're getting close to pushing into that other side of the island there, the gate and all that. After Kim goes to bed, you have the option to bench mode. Oh, I can be a bench cop? Didn't know that. Can I issue a bench warrant?
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Right. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the
Hobo
balcony.
cop. Oh, okay. Let's go on the balcony. I didn't even know that was a thing. I would like to do an extra day. Yeah, I'm still inundated with new games I need to play, though, so I'm not sure if I can do it yet.
Silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
I thought I was going to be kind of in the clear for schedule clearing out this coming week, and then I got like 3 more codes, so I think I have to push it another week yet. Ideally, though, I'll do like a Saturday and a Wednesday or something, whatever works. I don't really mind which day. I'd like to keep it like a fair, even interval, though. That way I can keep the plot in my head, because it is kind of complicated. Here outside his brisk lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum then.
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Oh, is this like a test? How do you think today went?
Well, we didn't even look at the body.
Yes, we did. What are you talking about? Am I wrong?
But we performed a thorough search of the premises of the crime scene. That's great.
I thought... Oh, the check was so unbelievably low that I didn't attempt it because I knew it would fail, right? I think that's what happened.
Though you really dropped the ball on inspecting the body, he doesn't want you to feel too discouraged. Probably out of fear that you'll just give up and keep drinking.
Uh-huh. Don't worry, Kim. I'll totally be up for inspecting the body tomorrow. I generally prefer to start researching the scene and move on to dealing with dead bodies. I'm sorry I couldn't do more today. Say nothing, just look at the city. Yeah, no, I'll be up for it tomorrow.
I look forward to that.
Me too, man. I look forward to investigating and inspecting a dead body tomorrow. We're gonna have such a great time.
We weren't able to find a union leader at RockLeeSmile, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow.
But we did talk to so many people, though, right?
We tried to interview the Wild Palms rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us.
I didn't realize he was going to be, like, so regimented in the agenda. I thought it was kind of, we just kind of go at the pace we go. But he does seem to have, like, a speed he wants to move things along at, which is fair enough. You do want to wrap this stuff up and probably take a dead body down from hanging from a tree.
If Kim is emphasizing something this much,
yeah,
it really must be important.
Well, I thought that too. Yeah, she does seem to know a lot.
Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
Wait, did he look at some sort of internal stat, like a bit of analytics that says player has walked X steps and turn that into dialogue? It feels like that's what happened there. I did seem to move around the city a lot. I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast. The rest has to try to keep up. I'm training for a long-distance run. I want to raise money for charity. Say that, maybe. That's just how we roll in Precinct 41. I don't know why I do the things I do, Lieutenant. Yeah, that's probably more accurate. I'll tell him I want to raise money for charity.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills.
He nods thoughtfully, tapping his finger on his cigarette. Thank you, Kim.
Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
That's great. I didn't know you smoked, Kim. I
have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
Cigarettes are always ritualistic, aren't they?
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
I might pick up smoking. Do you have any more? How'd you get so cool, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will, and unhealthy.
He flicks the ash.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit.
Right then, the debrief?
Yes. It's been a long and eventful day.
So what are our powers exactly, the RCM? I feel like we've been covering that all day, but sure.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Yeah, why not more than 1,000?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
I wonder if we'll meet other people from the department physically rather than just through the radio at some point, or if we're just kind of actually on our own here. We'll have to find out. How can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't.
Yeah, of course you
Those
can.
who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception.
Some people do feel that way.
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, or what happens to the people we convict, and it's the coalition government that makes all these rules. What happens if you kill someone while on duty?
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone. Which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. Thank goodness you're doing that. And it's the coalition government that makes all these rules?
And the moral intern, more broadly, but yes.
His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. The moral intern, what is that?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know them, how would you describe them?
They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP,
The Insane Clown Posse?
most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
Do they also cover Twisted? Jamie Madrox? The coalition government runs Jamie Madrox. I had no idea. I thought it was Psychopathic Records. What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are DeLoreans. They believe they continue the humanist project
Time
set
travel
forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are
Where
just
they're going,
technocrats.
they don't even need any roads. Sorry, I'm just talking
Those
shit now.
others say they continue the humanist project set forth by Dolores Day.
Fucking liberals. Brilliant. What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love,
Live, laugh,
compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Imagine a freaking, like, a court with a completely serious setting, and then behind they've got this, like, judge with a gavel, and it says live, laugh.
Something kind and usual. Something almost self-explanatory. Something ominous.
Who was Dolores Day?
The historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
I actually... Well, you can not comment on it, of course. Oh yeah, it's a Firefox on his lapel, not a Google Chrome. But yeah, I think you're more than capable of having opinions on humanism. I think you're actually very adept at it, really. You just maybe don't want to talk about it now. What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. I feel like that's a particularly odd thing to say. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. So, like, until you have contrast on a fact, you don't really have a perspective, I guess is what he's trying to say. You need something to juxtapose the fact to then have an opinion about. Otherwise, it's like a contextless bit of data. And he looks at the city below. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
Better not to ask.
The lieutenant breathes out a chestnut-scented cloud of cigarette smoke and looks at the
Chestnut-scented.
city he's sworn to guard.
I have an opinion on the moral intern. Conclude.
Do you?
The lieutenant arches his brow, then pulls on his cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. It's a weird thing to say. Yeah, it's a cigarette. An extra little bit of detail there. Things are bad out there. Point to the city. We need them here, giving us the right to police Revachol. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen this place? This isn't humanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeoisie organization protecting bourgeoisie rights. Mutter silently, immigrants, liberal... manner... Oh my lord. Alright, well there's like a alt-right option apparently. On second thought, I don't have an opinion. This probably isn't humanism.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Vigilantes. We gotta have opinions on vigilantes too. Actually, vigilantes are okay with me. Or vigilantes is okay? Is that correct grammar? I don't know. I'm not really massively in favor of vigilantes, but if you think about it, everyone's a vigilante. They just have, like, an artifice of professional credibility that's laundered through another organization. So I kind of don't have a good answer to this. What do we say if we make our own law?
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
He looks at the roundabout. Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
New skill points. Perfect ending. He puts out the snub of a cigarette and looks at the door, or to the door. And I have my sweet, cool glasses on. Does it say anything else? I think you should know I can't remember anything. Oh, okay. This is just kind of like back to stage 1 discussion. I wonder if his dialogue options change after you've passed through a day or what. Maybe he has a new baseline tomorrow. Because now they can assume that you've seen and done some things after the day has passed. Good night.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
I guess I could theoretically keep walking around and doing stuff after he's left, but I don't know. I feel like start the day fresh. After all of this drinking.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
Love a nice bed. Too bad we don't have one.
And then sleep does.
Oh, I didn't click it.
Sleep doesn't come.
Oh. Wait, is sleeping a skill check that I just failed? But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed.
Yes, this is the end of day 1.
But it's not happening.
Oh no, it's too real. I just did this last night. I was up until 5 a.m.
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Oh, good point. Yeah, roll over to the other side, actually. That's a good one.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
No more thoughts. Fall asleep.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
You're too excited to get on to the next day. You've got to rest and stop thinking and allow things to be the way they are. You have to just release your agency of the world. Allow agency to pass from you. It's so hard to let that go, though. I understand. What is this? The dream world. Do I do investigations while I sleep? I think that is what's happening. Oh, there's some sort of oil. Get a concussion, that'll help. Whoa! It's the disco! Oh. Oh no. I have no other thoughts. I can't interact with anything, only this.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What? What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I swear to God, if you tell me I'm a wizard, I'm gonna lose it. I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me.
How was the ball turning? I don't know.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are. I left, or I was left. I don't know. I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I don't want to come back.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
Oh. Okay, I think I finally understand the title now. Sort of. Well, what is your conception of Elysium? I know what it is in mythology.
Everything. The Pale and the Islas.
Right, everything that could have been.
On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
Honestly, not the answer I was expecting. I was thinking more like a, you know, the greatest potential of what things could have been given the course they were on when they were the best.
You really dropped the ball,
No, I threw the ball in the fucking ocean, honestly.
4.6 billion people.
Wow.
And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
Well, I doubt any one person has the capability of affecting every single other person. Well, with some exceptions mostly, but yeah, it's pretty strong. I feel like you're probably overreacting a little bit. I've seen you before.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed.
You know, when this is what you have to look forward to in rest, it does give you a better and clearer picture of why someone might be so troubled in wakefulness. You almost get cornered by your own mind to the extent that there is no turning it off, there is no getting away, there is no respite. It's just constant torture.
Stinky boy.
Oh, stinky boy. I guess I can come back from this?
You're not coming back from shit.
Didn't think so.
Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown.
Yeah.
Who are you kidding?
You ever think about when you're at like a dinner party or somewhere like a fancy restaurant or something and everybody is moving fancy wine glasses and expensive plates and things? You ever realize how sort of much of a performance you're involved in when that's all going on? How it's so unnatural to delicately handle these really highly breakable pieces of glass with so much on the line, you know? There's all this stuff you have to worry about doing wrong with etiquette and courtesy. You don't want to dump the wine out. You don't want to break anything. And we're these clumsy apes thrashing our arms about, contesting the forces of gravity and physics, trying to eat fucking food, trying not to spill anything or embarrass ourselves. And how unbelievably awkward and difficult the whole thing is, but we all just kind of swallow it like it's not a problem. Just go on and eat your dinner. I was just thinking about that the other day, actually. It's so much more difficult as soon as you start to think about it than if you just pretend it's nothing. To just surrender self-inspection and introspection at the moment, just let it go. And I think maybe to some degree all of life is like that dinner party situation. When you start looking too carefully at it, it all falls apart. it all gets way too complicated and difficult, and you kind of have to let some things go. And just be in the moment, flow with it all, and just let it happen. We're all thrashing about right under the surface. Just try not to pay too close attention. My mind is tired and broken.
Your mind is what now? I can't hear you. The rest is just a word dream. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet grinding in your head.
More glass than velvet. That's very well put.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts.
Oh, this is way too real.
Of new type of hangover.
Oh, yeah, this is like tapping into some dark places that I've gone myself. There's another type.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too, so soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Yeah, the idea that you're gradually morphing from what is usually a temporary state of discomfort to something more permanent is another factor that sits like a dark cloud over you. The idea that in this case, you know, your hangover is not just a hangover, but this is now like a state of being. This is the new default position to work from, and it's always downhill from there, is a very scary and degenerative thought.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Get that as your phone alarm. Time to go to work in the shit factory. I mean, that is a literal interpretation of waking life. Working at the shit factory, everything you do is to get food into you to then turn it into shit. So, you know, it's not an exaggeration or hyperbole to say that your life is working at the shit factory, clocking in by waking up. My goodness. That image there, what is that? That looks like a bit of graphic design from one of the presentations we watched recently. Or was it like PAX or one of those?
Good going, buddy.
Apparently electrochemistry is the presentation. Oh my god, what the hell was that? I just had the most beautiful dream, uplifting, rejuvenating. Is that how it's going to be now when I close my eyes?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
The hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Wait, what is speed? I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life. Opt in. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed. Yeah, I'm not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Thanks, electrochemistry, but the thing you're not accounting for is the fact that if this is the new baseline, worst, it'll probably continue to improve gradually. That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead. Opt out.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shellman. See how you do without your spark.
Cheers to that. We'll see how I do without my spark. Alright. Has this water been running the entire night? Bottoms up and the devil laughs.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
I just want to turn the water off.
Your fate.
Can't do it, though. You think anyone's turned that into a t-shirt yet? Bottoms up and the devil laughs? Probably. Get some coffee in Harry and he'll perk up. I hope so. I want him to feel a little better, because I feel like this is too much for one person to stand with this long. Well, it's only been one day, but it feels like an eternity already. Have a level up to do, potentially. I think I'll leave it there. I think another productive and fruitful session has taken place, despite a little bit of misreading and awkwardness, but I think I had some good moments in there as well. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much, genuinely, for all your generosity today. That was really cool, and I really do appreciate it. It's going to make a meaningful difference in the next month. So I'll continue playing Disco Elysium, so long as you're interested and keep watching. I mean, I just want to see what happens, honestly. I've become quite invested in the story. I want to start getting to the bottom of some stuff, potentially. Well, I'm still at the beginning, as far as I can tell, but eventually we will get to the bottom of some stuff. It's a lot of fun discussion to have in here, even if some of it's a little brutal. I'm okay with that. I can handle brutal, so long as it's not for 8 hours. So long as we can take a step back from it occasionally and laugh a little bit. I think this game actually does a great job of mixing up the really heavy stuff with some absurdist stuff occasionally, some just sort of silliness. And I think Kim is a good person to kind of take a little away from how dark it can get too. Balances the characters out very well. It's super interesting. I could see why people would play through this over and over again and see all these different aspects about it and see more and more to appreciate. I'm more and more coming to the realization that this is really quite brilliant of a game, yeah. Thanks very much for being here, guys. I hope you had a nice time. I will do another session next Saturday, and I'll try to, as soon as possible, try to increase that to 2 sessions in a week, so long as that's something we can do and you're interested in. I'll try and make it very well known once that happens. And if you've missed the prior 2 sessions, they are available in the collection here on the Twitch channel. This one will also be cut and added to that. It's going to take a couple hours before it'll show up there because it's got a process, but I will add it over there. Alright, so thanks again for being here today. I hope you had a nice time. And thanks for being here in general all the time, whether you're here today or any day. I'll see you soon, okay? Have a good rest. Alright, take care, everybody.